Welcome back. Tonight's game brought to you by Hire, the official high-definition television of the NBA, and perhaps Yao Ming. Yao Ming, 27-9 in Game 2, 30-10 in Game 3. We'll find out. We're getting closer to tip-off from the EnergySolutions Arena in Utah. So for a preview of what's to come, let's send it to the gentleman who will call the action for NBA TV, Kevin Calabro and Steve Snapper Jones.
Thanks, Rick. The Houston Rockets up 2-0 with both Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming averaging 27 points. Their ball club snaps shooting around 37% from the field. They're up 2-0. Do they need more scoring from other sources?
Well, in order to be a balanced team, in order to win away, you have to have all of your players playing well. The two best players can win games for you at home, but if you're going to win in this building, EnergySolution, where there's a lot of energy coming from some hostile fans, you better have everybody playing well, or otherwise you're taking your tail out of here with a loss.
Houston Rockets getting the advantage at the free throw line, out-rebounding the Utah Jazz. The Jazz are a much better shooting basketball team when they are home, of course, with this fervent crowd as they are tonight. Already they are jazzed up. Now, the Utah Jazz got 41 from Carlos Boozer in Game 2. But Memo Okur, who was second on this team in scoring during the regular season and nearly 18 a game, has only averaged 5 points in 2 games. Why?
Well, he's been a little faint in here because he says he's tired, but in order for the Utah Jazz to win, they need him to score the ball. His nickname is the money man, and when he's shooting the ball well, that takes a lot of pressure off of everything that Utah does. There are 3 primary scorers: Boozer, Okur, and Williams. If they play well, the Utah Jazz usually win, and they usually play outstanding basketball at home.
You suppose that the Jazz will change up in their defensive Yao Ming on the post?
Well, I would. If my main guy was tired because I'm defending so much, I'd find somebody else in there to throw against him so that you'd have better offensive balance. But that's a puzzle that Jerry Sloan has to solve. It'll be intriguing to see how many times he runs Okur in and somebody else in as well.
Gentlemen, the Jazz, a very good team at home. They are 31-10 this year in the NBA in this EnergySolutions arena. We'll send it back now to Rick and Fred.
All right, Kevin and Steve, thanks so much. We look forward to the call. Deron Williams, one of the guys right up there in the most improved player of the year voting. 15-9-9 in Game 1, 15-7-7 in Game 2. A triple-double in Game 3? Who knows? Find out in a little bit.
I'm home. You're late.
At Hire, our goal isn't just to be an innovative leader.
Sorry.
With advanced kitchen technology like convertible refrigerator freezers.
No sorries, mister. Just get in here. Coming.
Next generation laundry appliances.
Now.
And in the room where the real action takes place.
Come on, it's game time in 1080p. Yes.
Hire, a full line of LCDs, plasmas, and full high def, and the official marketing partner of the NBA.
This is Maya, and if she doesn't look too happy, she isn't. Maya, like many people, has too much credit card debt. How about you? Do you have $5, $10, $15, or even $25,000 or more in credit card debt? Are your creditors harassing you at all hours? Are you tired of going through life feeling like Maya? I'm Todd Cook, founder of 800 Credit Card Debt. Day in and day out, we help people just like Maya. Regular people who got in over their heads in credit card debt and want their lives back on track. At 800 Credit Card Debt, we'll help you find a payoff plan you can live with. One that could work with your creditors to eliminate penalties, lower your interest rates, and even reduce what you owe. Don't let the word bankruptcy enter your thoughts. Call us, because you can pay off your credit cards and still have money left over each month. And the best part is, you'll feel like yourself again. Maya did. Make the call today.
Get rid of your credit card debt once and for all. Call 1-800-567-0182.
Welcome back to the pregame show on NBA TV. Game 3, Rockets Jazz coming up in just a couple of minutes. Starting lineup for the Rockets, very similar and typical to what you've seen all year. Battier, Hayes, the forwards, Yao in the middle. T-Mac and Rafer in the backcourt. JVG, obviously Coach of the Year candidate, right down there at the head coach. And obviously Jerry Sloan also in the running for head coach of the year. And Sam Mitchell obviously got that honor. Kirilenko and Boozer, the forwards. Mehmet Okur, Derek Fisher, and Deron Williams round out the starting 5 for the Utah Jazz. And as we send it out to the EnergySolutions Arena, we remind you that this NBA TV pregame show is brought to you by AutoTrader.com. Enjoy the game, everybody.
NBA TV presents the 2007 NBA playoffs in crystal clear high definition and 5.1 surround sound audio. Log on to NBA.com and find out how you can see the world's greatest athletes in brilliant high definition, along with Steve Snapper Jones, Kevin Calabro, EnergySolutions Arena, Salt Lake City, Utah, on a sparkling, clear, beautiful sunny day in the Wasatch Mountain Valley. And that sets the stage for this game. The Houston Rockets win the tip. And Ray Alston handling for the Rockets.
Well, he's greeted to a chorus of boos, and what will be interesting is how the crowd affects the Houston Rockets. No effect on T-Mac on that first shot.
Mid-range turnaround chip shot over Fisher's good, and the Houston Rockets, led by McGrady and Yao Ming, each averaging 27 a game in the first two, off to a good start. Memo Okur on the block turn, sweeping hook of about 10 feet, no go. Rebound Yao Ming. Memo mentioned that he needs to get himself offensively involved in the flow by first getting the ball on the block. We may see more of that here early.
Well, that's a thought, but you know, when you see Memo playing well as McGrady strikes again, you really see a player that likes to play facing the basket and then come in against less pressure into the post. So we'll find out if they get enough movement for that to happen. Jazz yet to make a hoop.
Deron Williams won't go. Boozer in the recovery and the reaction rebound up and in with the left hand. Here come the Rockets. McGrady has opened up 2 for 2. Scored 1 point in the first half of game 1. Responded with 22 in the second half. 16 in the third quarter, keying the victory. Yao Ming under pressure, walks with the basketball.
Well, when we talked to Jeff Van Gundy, what he said about McGrady and Yao Ming was they're going to both have to be more efficient. That means they can't miss a lot of shots at the offensive end. Boy, he is beating that gum to death. He's fairly nervous already.
Told us before the game he expects a more physical game than we had seen in the first two, and he says the first two was simple carnage with bodies all over the floor.
Well, you know, Utah Jazz basketball has always been screen, move the ball, move the bodies around, and so they're going to make you pay a price if you're going to defend them.
Alston handling, working in front of his own bench, looking for Yao Ming. Mid-block, drop steps, gets by Boozer, handling with the left hand, feebly into the hands of Okur. Utah on a run. Fisher, one man to beat, takes it to Battier. Missed the shot, hustle play. Hayes saves it inbound, and here comes McGrady amid a hail of boos. McGrady steers it with the left hand to the free throw line. 3 for 3, Tracy McGrady.
Well, they got a problem. they got a, I mean, that matchup is not a good one because McGrady is just shooting over the smaller opponent, Derek Fisher, without any problem at all. Now his confidence is up. He's hit his first 3 shots.
Meantime, all defensive first team a year ago, Andre Karolinko guards Sheen Battier, who's quite low in terms of the priority level.
It sounds to me, Kev, like you're trying to stir it up here a little bit, and you think that Karolinko ought to be guarding, and he probably should, guarding Tracy McGrady just because he's longer and certainly more active. Fisher.
I'm not offering up an opinion, Snap. I'm just being a reporter and giving you the facts, my friend. 6-4 count. The Rockets on top by 2, and Alston flares 1 from 3. Won't go. Hayes, who had 12 rebounds and 12 points in game 1, a few hours after his newborn son was born, comes down with a rebound. And McGrady again reloads into the lane, chased by Karolinko. On the feed, a foul. This crowd is being treated to playoff basketball for the first time since spring of 2003, when the Jazz lost in the first round series to Sacramento 4 games 1. It was the last game that Stockton and Malone played, the last playoff series together.
You know, and this is a frenzied crowd anyway. They don't need the playoffs to get them amped up, and that just takes them to another level. So Fisher upset about the call, but he did get McGrady on the way in. Karolinko now the assignment with.
Karolinko 6'9", McGrady the step back.
You see what happened, though?
Sends in a rope. You could have hung the laundry on that one. McGrady opens up, Snap, 4 for 4.
You see what happens when you let a player get started? And he's pretty good to begin with. Bad things.
Karolinko needs to get started on the offensive end, averaging 1 point in the series.
Well, I think Karolinko needs to remember how he scored. He's a scramble player. His versatility is running the break, getting it off the glass. You don't run plays for Karolinko, and I think he got used to something that he shouldn't have gotten used to. Wrong kind of caviar.
Yao Ming missing in the rebound to Boozer. Deron Williams up the center of the court. Fabulous young player in his second year out of Illinois, getting his rhythm, and he's knocked down the last two. 8-8 ball game, 4 minutes gone by in the first quarter. McGrady, the hesitation dribble on the left side. That breaks his string of a perfect 4 for 4. Williams the rebound on the attack. Tried to hand off and jabbed away in the backflow by Alston. Ahead of McGrady, has Hayes ahead. He'll challenge Okur. Okur blocks him. McGrady the recovery. That shot blocked and a foul call.
End to end, and you don't get many transition opportunities in Utah, and Okur thought he had one, and then the sensational reaction from Karolinko. Tracy McGrady wanted the 2 points, but they put him on the line, so McGrady off to a quick start.
Williams and Fisher each with a foul. McGrady misses the free throw. The Houston Rockets #1 in the regular season in free throw percentage. McGrady played in 71 games this year. He was a 70% free throw shooter. The Rockets at 75% as a team. Yao Ming almost an anomaly, shooting at 7-6, 86%.
Yeah, McGrady should be a better free thrower. You know, for a guy that's as good as he is at the offensive end, to get the cheap ones at the line and only make 7 out of 10, he needs to concentrate a little bit more. Williams with a miss.
Chuck Hayes with a rebound, and McGrady will bring it across midcourt. Karolinko picks him up.
They have yet to get Yao that first scoring opportunity.
Yao Ming on the low block, trying to hand off to Battier, tipped out of bounds. 13 to shoot, and Houston retains possession.
The question is, which team is feeling the pressure the most right now? Houston has not really fared well in this building over the years, and Utah has to win this game. And in this building, they're a good transition team. On opportunity, they run, they steal it. Fisher still can't convert.
Remember, Utah has led in the first half of both of the previous 2 playoff games. Third quarters have been their demise. Alston out on top to Battier, 11 to shoot. Shane spinning in. Fakes, fades, and hits.
Other than McGrady, that is the first Rocket to score.
The Houston Rockets in the regular season had 5 players that figured in double figures. Yao Ming led them with 25 a game, and McGrady just a few tenths behind.
Now, what they like to do in this position is a high pick and roll between Williams and Okur, and somehow find a shot for Remember Okur. That one goes off the leg of Deron Williams.
Williams has been great so far in the 2 games. Williams averaging 15 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds in 43 minutes, but has turned the ball over, snapped 4 per ball game, a 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio in the previous 2. Rockets by 3.
Most of the time, when you've got the ball as much as Deron Williams has it, and as McGrady is feeling a little heat from Karolinko, and that was some pretty good defensive pressure.
Karolinko really digging in there, and that gets the crowd involved in this gym, where they are 31-10, the 4th best record at home in the NBA.
Well, now this is what Karolinko really made his reputation on right there. You know, and if you were to say where was the foul, because McGrady is also a physical offensive player, dishing it out a little bit.
And a hold inside as McGrady tried to post on Karolinko, and a foul on McGrady.
And you can see, you know, that he's pushing and shoving and holding as well. So, I mean, I think sometimes when you're out on the perimeter and you're not affecting the play, you got to let him go.
Karolinko played in 70 games this year, had career lows in points, rebounding, and steals. Nice pass inside to Boozer, attacks the cup and slams it down.
Another one of the things that Karolinko does very well is pass the basketball, and this is the perfect lead to Carlos Boozer, and 1.
Boozer called Karolinko the X factor after game 1, when Karolinko, reviewing the tape and later talking to reporters, actually melted down emotionally and cried before reporters because he's had such a horrendous year, as we mentioned. 8 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists.
It makes you play better. He hasn't played better yet. So maybe tonight will be that breakout game, and he'll remember the kind of player he is for the Utah Jazz.
Yao is doubled on the catch, and a foul called as Okur reaches in along with Williams. And this foul's going to be on Okur. Timeout called on the floor. 5:51 to go in the first. Rockets 11, Jazz 11. You're watching the 2007 NBA playoffs at high definition on NBA TV.
Cisco, welcome to the Human Network.
Chris Johnson can see the future.
You see things before they happen.
Now he's seen something no one was supposed to see.
Get rid of him.
Tomorrow, nothing can prepare you
Look ahead. Find it.
for what comes next.
You have one way out of this. That wasn't it.
Next.
Life is supposed to be a surprise.
It would be nice.
Rated PG-13 starts tomorrow.
Dad's making dinner.
Cisco, welcome to the Human Network.
On Friday, ESPN2 brings you Game 3 of the Nets-Raptors series at 7, and on ESPN at 8. It's a doubleheader featuring Game 3 between the Chicago Bulls and the Miami Heat, followed by Game 3 between Dallas and Golden State. Tracy McGrady has gotten off to a good start. Already the Utah Jazz have made adjustments, switching Andre Karolinko on T-Mac.
Anytime you have a player of the caliber of Tracy McGrady, you hate to see him get started in the 15-foot area, and McGrady was able to get to the spot, jump over Derek Fisher, and once he had that good rhythm, he knew he wasn't going to miss. So they put the taller Karolinko on him to not only make it more difficult for him to get to the spot where he wants to shoot, but when he elevates, to also have somebody with a hand in his face. When a player is going, and you've seen it well through the course of calling these games, a great offensive player doesn't care who's defending him once that ball starts dropping.
Deron Williams sits with 2 fouls, and Gordon Garicek, 6'6", the Croatian, now in his 5th year, will step in. Yao Ming is at the line. They become a different team without Deron Williams out there, particularly when they want to go screen and roll and set up Mehmet Okur for the perimeter shots and get the ball inside the Boozer ball. They become a little bit more predictable. And let's see how the defense of the Houston Rockets attacks Derek Fisher. Yao Ming makes quick work of a couple of free throws, and the Rockets on top here, 13-11. And that is his first offensive offering of the night. It's been McGrady thus far. Inside, Karolinko at the rim. On the drop step to the rim. The Houston Rockets knew that Karolinko could be a factor in this series. They just didn't know when. He's showing signs. Yao, the turnaround jumper. Boozer seals him off for the rebound. Garicek comes open in the corner in transition. That one hit the side of the glass. That's not a good sign for a shooter. Yao deep on the block. Turnaround hook over the double. Boozer fans it outside to Garicek. And the Utah Jazz, who wanted to pick up the pace tonight, get into front court. Okur trailing for 3. Battier the rebound. Okur came into this game 4 of 23 from the field, 2 of 9 from 3. He's second on this team in scoring in the regular season. And gets knocked down by Yao Ming, and that's a foul on Yao Ming, who drop steps into Okur snapper. Well, you can see why he's saying he's a little bit tired. Yao was playing a physical game down there. You know, he'll never be an imitation of Shaq, but look at this. Now, he's dealing out some punishment when he goes to take the shot. Okur takes that one right in the chest. Yao Ming listed at 310 and Okur at 270. Memo Kur, Turkish-born, over to the Croatian Gericek. A hard cut into the lane and a foul call trying to get to the rim. The Jazz have been outshot by 30 free throw attempts at the line thus far in the series. They desperately need to get to the free throw line. No free throws here.
Well, what they'd like to do is get to the penalty earlier, and that way they would get to the free throw line. When they're playing well, the pass, the cut gets them the foul and the opportunity. Boozer trying to go quickly against Yao Ming.
Rafer Alston with a rebound. Alston's been in on some rebounds here. Sneaking in for his second recovery. McGrady with Gericek on him. Gericek over the screen. Nice feed inside to Hayes. Blocked by Karolinko, but a foul. This one works against Carlos Boozer.
Anytime you get a pass this deep into the defense, it's tough to make the save, and they don't. Boozer gets caught. Despite now, you see Karolinko is very active. He is coming off the ball, and that's where his strength is as a weak side defender. If he can react to it, he can knock it away.
Chuck Hayes out of the University of Kentucky at the free throw line with the exaggerated free throw form, as you can see. Over on TNT right now, it's Detroit and Orlando. It is game 3. 48-42 at half. Detroit leading. Of course, the Pistons up 2-0 in the best-of-7 first-round series.
You were being kind when you talked about his free throw style. That's painful. That's not exaggerated.
Luther Head in the lineup. Teammate of Deron Williams at Illinois.
And what you would hope for is that you have Hayes in the ball game late and you need somebody to foul. That's the guy you want to see on the line, McGrady.
From the elbow with 9 to shoot, he delivers. Tracy McGrady needs that freedom, and he's getting it early. 5 for 6, 11 points. Jeff Van Gundy told us before the ball game snapped, he says, sometimes you will sit back, roll your eyes at some of McGrady's shot selection. He says, but you have to give him the freedom. He has to be able to get out there and create and be himself.
You know, where he'd like to see McGrady be more aggressive is getting to the rim. He knows that he's going to take that jumper. He knows it's going to come from some unusual spots on the floor and at different and difficult times, but he also knows that McGrady is a guy that can catch fire and catch fire in a hurry, and so you just got to ride him out. You know, and in the 4 years that they've been together, he's kind of learned what the good and the bad and the ugly of McGrady's game is.
Dikembe Mutombo steps in now for the Houston Rockets, and Yao Ming will get a breather. Dikembe in the regular season had a 19-rebound game against the Utah Jazz. Jazz won the series 3-1. Here's Gericek on the curl. Jaron Collins battling Mutombo for the rebound. Mutombo holds Collins. Mutombo, of course, is always good for great theater. And here he goes.
You know, Mutombo's been around long enough to know when he's being held. And that's what he's trying to get across to the officials. That, yeah, I pushed him, but he held my arm.
So Collins will step up for the free throw. The Utah Jazz getting to the line. One opportunity so far tonight, while the Houston Rockets are 3 for 6. Collins could provide a little lift, I suppose, in the matchup with Yao Ming. You'll see a committee. You'll see a number of guys in there against Yao Ming tonight. Jerry Sloan, when asked by a reporter if he had an ace up his sleeve, he says, yeah, we're bringing Mark Eaton out of retirement at 7'4" to guard Yao Ming. And Sean Bradley's around there somewhere, too. McGrady between defenders. Look at the up and under scoop. Under duress. Nice move.
That's where Jeff Van Gundy would like to see more McGrady activity. Going to the rim, getting a chance for a possible three-point play. You know, he's very creative on the drive anyway.
He's 6 for 7. And the Rockets shooting 54%. Karolinko on the post. Turns into the body of Yao Ming. A deflection out of bounds. 6 to shoot. Utah Jazz will take it after the timeout. 2:57 remaining in the first quarter, and the Rockets behind Tracy McGrady, leading here by 3.
Well, you asked if they needed help, and they do, but McGrady is all they have here in the early part of the ball game, and he's kept them on the lead.
The legend was born in 1965 in the storied swamp of Florida, where the scorching heat took a brutal toll on the Gators.
The players weren't adequately hydrated and their performance suffered.
The answer, a new carbohydrate electrolyte beverage created by University of Florida doctors.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
From the Gators' Orange Bowl triumph in '67 to their national title in '07. And for millions of athletes in between, the legend continues.
Now, see, when people think of Geico, right, they think of car insurance. And of course, saving money. But sometimes that can lead even the savviest driver astray. Take, for example, the motorcycle owner. He calls Geico wanting to save money on his car insurance, only to realise that he doesn't actually own a car. Well, needless to say, he's quite embarrassed, isn't he? Doesn't matter. Geico insures motorcycles and ATVs as well. That way, no one ends up looking foolish.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Florida! Give the gift of a destination. The Southwest Airlines gift card, available at southwest.com.
Well, you think you can pick the best NBA teammates of this decade? Visit NBA.com teammates to select your player combinations, and you could win a seat at the stats table at the finals 2007. 2007 NBA playoffs in high definition tonight, along with Steve Snapper Jones. I'm Kevin Calabro. The Rockets leading the Utah Jazz 17-14. Thus far, Snap, Utah's done a very good of defending Yao Ming. He's turned the ball over 3 times.
Well, he's had 3 turnovers, and he's had 3 difficult tries at the offensive end. So they've had some pressure on him. He hasn't delivered a field goal yet. So they've got one of the big stars at a subpar level. The other one is playing lights out. If you looked at the rest of the team, you'd say, where are they if they don't have Tracy McGrady? McGrady has 13 of the 17 points. Garicek.
4 to shoot, and bingo. Gordon Garicek from the baseline delivers. Jazz shooting 41% here at home, 7 of 17.
You know, they have their 2 perimeter players out on the floor now, and Harpring and Garicek. And Garicek now has to deal with McGrady.
McGrady short arms this over Garicek, and the rebound to Collins. Kirk Snyder in the lineup.
You know, Kirk Snyder used to play here in Utah. He's more of a one-on-one player, had a tough time fitting in with the Jerry Sloan system as they look inside to Matt Harpring.
They go right at Snyder with Harpring posting, but Head drops down in the post and deflects the ball out of bounds. Good defense by Luther Head there with 9 to shoot. Utah will bring it inbounds.
Shakay's out, Juwan Howard in.
Howard, the veteran from Michigan, really picked up the slack, both he and Mutombo, in the absence of Yao Ming for 32 games. Here's Fisher driving into the lane. Banks and scores on the run. Jazz take the lead at 18-17 with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Rockets McGrady trying to get other teammates involved now.
Well, what they're trying to do is keep some fresh legs out there so they can apply pressure defensively. Juwan Howard working inside.
Boozer comes down with a rebound. Boozer's third recovery. Rockets about rebounded the Jazz 11-7. Fisher on the screen, collected out there by Head, finds Collins high post. Again, Harpring trying to punish Snyder inside with a drop step and the hook up and in. 6-0 Utah run to take the lead at 3. Howard, pretty good passer from out there, wants to get it on the block.
You know, they're riding the efforts of McGrady. He tried to find Howard, turned it over, so it's 1 against 5 right now.
Collins with the pick. Garicek trying to shake McGrady. Fisher wants to set the floor. He'll get a signal and a play over here from Jerry Sloan. Fisher has to turn wide off the pick, elevating, fading, and missing. Rebound tipped, and Snyder comes down with it. Keep your eyes on McGrady. Out on the wing, he'll open up. Mutombo is going to come up top and screen, and McGrady will circle. Luther had 7 to shoot, will fire the 3 with a thud off the mark.
Now, when the Houston Rockets have gone to the bench, that's when the Utah Jazz were able to get control of the scoreboard. So they got to continue on here as Derek Fisher is trying to hold for one. Matt Harpring.
Harpring sails this one over the rim. And the rebound garnered by Collins. Right now, the Utah Jazz playing to their strength. They have been a better team in terms of bench production in the previous 2 games. They have a deep bench. Jerry Sloan is not afraid at all to implement young guys. And here comes one of them, Paul Millsap. Tremendous rebounder, led NCAA Division I the last 3 years of rebounding out of Louisiana Tech. 47th pick in the draft.
Well, as we have 5 seconds on the shot clock and 11 1/4, the Jazz need to get a shot up.
Gordon Garrett check for 3, knocks it down after pump faking Luther head and went flying by him. So Garicek comes off the bench with 5 points, and they picked up 8 off the bench to outscore the Houston bench 8-love. McGrady at the buzzer at 3, nearly dancing in. After 1, the Jazz lead it 23-17. They're off to a good start and a must-win situation at home.
Well, the balance is what is carrying the Utah Jazz. Right now, the Houston Rockets are leaning on heavy on Tracy McGrady. Garicek has come in off the bench and has found his stroke. So if he's making shots, Harpring making shots, that takes a lot of pressure off of what Mehmet Okur is going to have to contribute against the Houston Rockets and Juwan Howard.
Sean P. Diddy Combs has been using Proactive Solution for years, since his New York dermatologist recommended it.
During the time when I had an album out, I was more in the public eye, so I definitely had to take care of this problem. I couldn't have pimples all on my face, you feel me? And so my dermatologist told me about Proactive. I didn't want no bumps on my face. I'm gonna be straight up, that's why I started to use Proactive.
Created by 2 leading dermatologists, Proactive Solution contains powerful medicines that work together as a system to deliver incredible skin-clearing results.
I've been trying everything since I was 16 years old, and this is the only thing that's ever worked for me.
It feels great to look good. Proactive can make you look good. It can help you feel good about yourself.
Proactive is ready to prove it by sending you a full 30-day kit for the low price of only $19.95. Proactive combines multiple medications with soothing spa-quality botanicals to create a powerful acne-fighting system. You can heal acne today and help prevent new breakouts tomorrow. Order now and receive 2 free gifts: the amazing refining mask, plus the booklet Face the Facts.
Like 2 weeks later, my skin had started to really smooth out and clear up. One of the things about Proactive is it moisturizes my situation, it preserves my sexy, and then I'm off to doing what I need to do.
Proactive continues to be the #1 best-selling topical acne system in America.
I have a certain style of sneaker, I have to drive in a certain car, and I have to have Proactive.
I don't wake up to a big zit on my forehead. I wake up to clear skin, and I'm out the door.
My face cleared up within like 2.5 weeks. I saw results, and I was like, yes, yes.
You do have beautiful skin under your acne. Let Proactive prove it. Call 1-800-203-6300.
I felt like it's something that I wanted to share with people because it's something that I really use. You know, to me, I just think it's worth a try.
You have nothing to lose and so very much to gain. Go on. Call now.
The Utah Jazz, after a timeout at the 3-minute mark of the first quarter, go on a 9-0 run to take a lead at 23-17 after 1 here in Salt Lake City.
You know, the Jazz rely on one another to get it done. They set screens. They try to find the open man. They very rarely will drive the ball all the way to the hoop, but they do get shots inside, a post on Harpring, and then another deep shot from Garicek. So all of the players that have come off the bench have given Jerry Sloan a lot more life than they had in Houston.
8-0 bench scoring in the first quarter for the Jazz. Harpring, 14 points in both games 1 and 2, enters to Millsap. Out to Garicek, hesitated with 8 to shoot.
He had a wide open shot when he caught it, working a little bit harder, and he's not that good off the dribble. He's a catch and shoot guy, and Yao picks up that rebound.
After just tossing Collins to the side. 17 to shoot, and Alston, who averaged 11 a game this year, feeding to Battier.
Yao's looking for his first field goal. He's got 2 points from the line. That one's short, and they knock him down on the way.
He's 0 for 4. Gordon Garicek with the handle. Deron Williams back in the lineup now. 2 fouls garnered in the first quarter. Paul Millsap. Looking for Harpring was Williams, overthrew him, but Garicek, a hustle play, saves it. 6 to shoot. Millsap has time. Up and under leader. Got Howard in the air and steps by him for the bucket.
Well, when plays like that happen, it might be your night. Because Garicek had no idea where that ball was going on the save.
Collins jams it away from Yao Ming with the pick. Here comes Deron Williams. Crossing over right to left into the lane. Big collision and a charge. Third foul on Williams. Ronnie Garrett's indication is a charge, but the officials will confer. Mark Davis and Joe DeRosa. The initial indication from Ronnie Garrettson was a charge. They'll review where the feet of the defender were around the restricted area. Take a look, Snapper.
Well, they've already decided that they're giving this play back, but a nice defensive play by Collins gets him into a break. And Williams was looking for Paul Millsap, and Battier does what Battier always does, get in the way. This time the call goes against him.
Yeah, the two heels were inside the arc. That's good officiating. Williams at the line converts. And the Utah Jazz lead at 28-17.
Well, that's a three-point play for Deron Williams and the first 5 points here in the quarter for the Jazz.
Luther hand in low to Yao Ming. They desperately need to get Yao Ming active.
Well, a lot of standing by the Rockets. If that ball goes in and Yao banks it off the glass for his first two, but they're not getting a lot of cuts and a lot of motion, so Yao is having a tough time getting some room to work.
Snapper, that snaps a 14-0 Utah Jazz run. Garicek picked up by Head, enters in deep. Millsap, a brilliant move between two defenders. Howard and Yao Ming scores at the rim. 30-19 count Jazz. Alston off the screen. Knifes in, finds Battier, loves to shoot the corner three. Not this time. Garicek the rebound. It's one and done for the Rockets right now. Harpring spins. Battier with a block. All this with McGrady on the bench now with 9:33 to go in the second, and the Jazz open up an 11-point lead, trying desperately to get Yao Ming loose.
The Rockets have 19 points. McGrady has 13 of them. And when they play well, these two guys, Yao Ming and McGrady, ring the bell, give them big numbers, and make life easier for the rest of the team. And what the Utah Jazz are getting right now is good activity and good balance from the guys coming off the bench. Millsap with the long arm squeezes that one off real quick. He's got 4 since coming in the ballgame.
Snapper, the Jazz have made adjustments defensively. First it was Karolinko picking up McGrady after McGrady hit the first 3 shots over Fisher. And now it's Collins using his length on Yao Ming after it was determined that Okur was just getting plumb tuckered out in the first 2 games trying to defend the bigger man.
And Okur needs to be able to have that rest to be able to come in and make some shots at the offensive end. Should he be able to do that, the game gets easier for the Utah Jazz. Yao with a couple of free throws.
Yao Ming is 4 for 4 with 3 minutes gone by in the second, and the Jazz by 9. Williams turns the corner to the baseline. Deron Williams, fabulous young point guard, outside for 3. That one short-armed into the hands of Luther Head. Luther sporting the gray socks tonight, Snap. You don't see that often.
He may have forgotten that they were wearing black socks. And this is as close to black as he could get.
Yao Ming knocked down by Collins, and he comes up limping. Under his own power, though, to the bench.
If you were to say they're playing a more physical game against Yao, the early part of the game says so. They've got a body on him all the time. They're making him work to get every opportunity. And he's been short on a lot of his plays, but Yao goes down, back up, and we'll see how he rolls.
What are you doing? Well, can't you see, Bill? We're ready to open our WAMU accounts online. You're naked.
Yes, you said we could open a WAMU free checking account in under 7 minutes.
Without even getting dressed. In the nude. I also said you didn't need paperwork, but I didn't think you'd go nude on me. I feel as free as a barn swallow. I'm gonna pretend I never saw this.
Open a WAMU free checking account instantly with no paperwork at WAMU.com.
We should have done this years ago.
This is you after an energy drink. Unfortunately, so is this. Why do energy drinks make you crash? 1 minute you're wired up, the next you feel worse than before. The answer is the large amounts of sugar and caffeine. That's why you should try a new liquid energy shot called 5-Hour Energy. With 5-Hour Energy, you can leave grogginess behind and sail through your day without feeling jittery, tense, or, you know. That's because 5-Hour Energy contains a powerful blend of B vitamins for energy, amino acids for focus and better mood, and enzymes to help you feel it faster. There's 0 sugar, 0 net carbs, and only as much caffeine as a cup of coffee. The 2-ounce shot takes just seconds to drink, and in minutes you're feeling awake, alert, and productive. And that feeling lasts for hours. So if your energy drink makes you crash, switch to 5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now, no crash later. Find out if 5-Hour Energy is right for you. It's available at these fine stores, or for more information, go to 5hourenergy.com.
Fans, you want to hear what the coaches and players have to say about tonight's game? Log on to NBA.com immediately following the game for the live press conferences and video highlights of the Rockets and the Jazz exclusively on NBA.com. Along with Steve Jones, I'm Kevin Calabro, the commissioner of the NBA. David Stern joins us here, Salt Lake City, Utah. Some great action here early. The Jazz fans haven't seen playoff basketball since the spring of 2003.
And their team needs them. Down 2-0 and coming back home. You notice they gave out megaphones. This is one building that doesn't need megaphones.
Well, you know, you've been here when this has been as noisy as any building in the NBA, and I know you're glad to see all those fans back in the seats.
And not only that, the team had such a good year that they're setting records for sales already for next year. So it's, you know, life is good in Utah. It's very good. And life is good in the NBA, by the way. Kevin, you want me to do the color commentary? Because I know I could do it better than Snapper here.
If you wish.
No, he's much older than I am, so you can do it out of respect.
Yao Ming at the free throw line, and Houston Rockets desperately trying to get him going. He's 5 for 6 from the line. He has 7 points. The Rockets shooting 40% thus far. McGrady leading them with 13 points. And interesting, gentlemen, that McGrady's still on the bench after the timeout with 8:38 remaining here in the second. Millsap goes to work across the middle, sweeps him with a left hand, and another highlight move for Millsap, who's got a highlight reel already in his short time on the floor tonight.
All right, Snapper, what did the Jazz shoot in the first 2 games?
They didn't shoot anything that was worth anything. 37%.
You should have been in Toronto with me. In the first period, the Raptors shot 22%. It was really quite a display. But then they found it.
You know, that's important. But, you know, as we hear these fans yelling and screaming, I know that you got to look at pride at a couple of things. The D-League is coming along in a nice way for you, and we got some of those D-League guys playing. You know, in the playoff.
Houston has 3, Utah has 1, and it's important to keep young players who are NBA ready, you know, home. We had 14 players brought up. And for those of you listening on NBA TV, the D-League Championship game will be Sunday between the Dakota Wizards and the Colorado 14ers. What time will it be?
I've got the promo right here, Commissioner. Live at 7 p.m. Eastern, the Colorado.
Okay, brought to you by, presented by Delta Airlines.
Delta Airlines, yes, exactly.
Okay.
31 players, it says here, on the NBA playoff rosters have D-League experience.
Pretty cool.
Heracek in the lane, missing.
When you say that, is it turning out to be what you thought it would be?
Absolutely, and better. I mean, when you think that 19 players were assigned by our teams are getting this year are getting confidence in the league to give their youngsters playing time, conditioning, confidence. That's good. And then another 14 players were brought up. That meant that there were 14 NBA-ready players who had elected not to go to Europe. So that makes the basketball better. That together with the 19-year entry age, so that we don't have 18-year-old kids sitting on the benches, really help improve the game.
Yao Ming, the first international player to be the first pick in an NBA draft, outside on the wing, and an inside out. And there's Rafer Alston connecting with Yao Ming.
D-League graduate, not Yao.
Well, we have another international player, #1 pick, Andre Banyarda. You saw him play up there in Toronto.
Right.
So the international players as well are making a bigger hit in the NBA.
And it gives us a reason to take the Raptors to Rome to play in October.
60 international players on NBA playoff rosters. Williams with The steal, Okur, the Turkish-born three-point shooter, missing this one. And a rebound jabbed up for grabs. It's Harpring bodying up against Howard to get it free. Harpring gets it back. Nice pass. Millsap again at the rim for the two-hand slam. Millsap 4 for 4 off the bench with 8 points. And the Utah bench now has come up with 16 points. They've outscored Van Gundy's Houston bench 16-0 to take a lead at 34-25. Good stuff, Commissioner.
It's great. It's great. I see Mehmet Okur taking those shots. Reminds me of Clyde Lovellette. Do you remember him?
David, thank you for being with us.
Thanks, guys. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Good seeing you again. We'll take it a break with 6:48 remaining in the second, and the Jazz at home stirring it up. They've got a 9-point lead.
FedEx really helped us with our overnight shipping, even heavy stuff. Now I've added FedEx Ground for everyday shipping.
FedEx is saving us a ton of time. So why aren't we getting more done?
Maybe we should get rid of the half pipe.
No, the half pipe stays.
Gotta keep the half pipe.
FedEx Ground. Fast, reliable, and for less than you think.
When you search for a car at Autotrader.com, we send more cars your way than anyone. A lot more cars. So you can narrow it down by model, the color, even the price. And when you search from the largest selection,
That's the one.
you get the car you want at the price you want. Autotrader.com, the ultimate automotive marketplace.
About your only chance here, George, is a quick foul. Or if you get a steal, you're going to have to eat it from long range.
And Rasheed from long range. Oh! Yes! 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 Sheed sticks it off glass as time runs out.
You know, he practices those.
He does.
Yeah, Special K was not lying. He does practice those half-court shots, Rasheed Wallace, before a ball game. A high-definition moment this year in the NBA, and we're having a high-definition moment right now with Paul Millsap. He's got a little highlight reel going here. He's had an impact off the bench.
Well, you know, he was the surprise of the draft, taken at 47, and really has played well for Utah Jazz all year long. His ability to rebound the ball and score inside has been a plus for Jerry Sloan, and it's been on display here in the first half of play. And Jeff Van Gundy is telling his guys, we got to locate that guy. He's hurting us right now. Well, we know he's on the bench, so we won't need any arm from him. But, you know, Millsap giving them some life and giving this crowd some energy, and these are the people you want to keep sitting on their hands. And McGrady back out on the floor.
McGrady working on Karolinko and Okur to Battier from the short porch. He misses his second three-pointer. And a rebound to Deron Williams.
So they have not been able to get the tandem of McGrady and Yao Ming working together. Yao Ming now back on the bench. And so far they haven't needed the offense of the money man. Karolinko trying to force it up inside. He's going to get a call, a late one.
Foul called inside as Karolinko found the arms of the defenders and went up and under.
They talk about, you know, the physical play inside and the fact that players are reaching and grabbing all the time. McGrady got caught. He thought he was going to be able to get away with it, but it will be Andre Karolinko at the line.
Over on TNT right now, it is Detroit and Orlando. It is game 3. 68-61 third quarter with Detroit leading Orlando. And the Pistons, of course, up 2 games love in the best of 7 first-round series. Karolinko at the free throw line now in his 6th year snapper, 26 years of age. Trying to find the answers here in the playoffs.
Well, you know, this is the wrong place to have to try to find the answers, but they need him to be able to play better than he's played. 1 point a game, a couple of rebounds, and only a half an assist a game, and he's better than that.
He crowds McGrady. Yao comes to screen. McGrady drives and kicks, and Battier misses another 3 out of the corner. That's what he does so well on the offensive end.
Well, while you've got them off, you've got to be able to score at this end of the floor. They come back to Boozer, and they're going to get an offensive foul. or no? Chuck Hayes.
Boozer slips the screen and drives right into Chuck Hayes for the foul. A moment ago on the other end.
You know, in playing this team, you know that it's a bruising kind of game. A good screen set against Andrei Karolinko, but they're not able to get the ball to Yao on the roll, which is one of the reasons they set the screen to begin with.
Carlos Boozer carried the mail in game 2 with 41 points and 12 rebounds. It was not enough as the Jazz lost that game. And here's Boozer now at the line with 5 points. The Utah Jazz have evenly distributed the scoring. As we mentioned, Millsap with 8. Gieracek has come up with 5 off the bench. Williams 7. And so it goes for Utah tonight.
They got to make their free throws. They had missed 3 in a row, 2 by Karolinko, 1 by Boozer. They need to continue to add to that lead on the scoreboard because you know the Rockets are going to make a run with McGrady and Yao Ming at some point in the game. Foul against Karolinko.
Yeah, and hands on McGrady above the foul line.
You know, the new rules make it difficult to really get up and dig into a guy like McGrady who has so much ability to put the ball on the floor, to shoot over the top. And there was a guy that had, you see those hands on Sloan? They were locks. And when he put them on you, they stayed on you. They don't play the hand check defense that used to be played by the Chicago Bulls. Hey.
Yao Ming at the rim, tips it up and in. So Yao Ming gets his 2nd field goal of the night. He has 9. McGrady leads the way with 13.
McGrady got all of his in the first.
Hit 16 of his 23 in the 3rd quarter of game 2. And really turned things around for the Houston Rockets, who trailed at half in both games 1 and 2 to Jeff Van Gundy's Houston Rockets. Okur will head to the free throw line. Jazz holding their own at the line with their 5 of 9. The Rockets not much better at 6 of 10.
Well, when you're struggling to score, you do anything to get involved at the offensive end, and a good follow by Yao Ming. 2nd field goal for him. He's done most of his damage in this ball game at the line.
Boozer one-on-one and Yao Ming. The cutter is Harpring. Drives into the lane and laid it home. There's nobody better at that dive cut diagonal into the lane than Harpring because he just exacts a physical toll on you when he drives in there with that football body of his.
Well, you know, he's got a football player's mentality, so he doesn't mind taking punishment. He's going to dish some out on the way to the rim. And the whistles are beginning to blow with greater frequency here in the last 2 minutes of play. This one is on Matt Harpring. But you watch the quick cut. And when you have that lane open, this is what makes Utah so tough to defend. You can't go to sleep on the weak side. They have somebody dive into the bucket.
Yao Ming at the line, and the free throw is up and in for Yao Ming, who has now hit 6 of 7. Over on TNT right now, Detroit and Orlando, game 3. 71-61, Detroit leading Orlando 2 games nothing in the best of 7 first-round series, and Yao Ming strikes again at the line. So the Rockets now have double-figure scoring from McGrady and Yao Ming. It appears now that Yao Ming is in an offensive rhythm, but the question that we posed to Steve Snapper Jones before the game is, don't you need contributions from other guys on that Houston roster? Nice block by Yao Ming, who takes it away from behind from Karolinko.
Karolinko got himself in a position where he couldn't follow, tried to chase McGrady and might get tagged for this foul as he was coming the other way. The fans are up saying, what about our foul at the other end against Karolinko?
3rd foul on Karolinko.
A good dive down here, and then they squeeze him. That's where they wanted the contact against Yao. They didn't get it. And then trying to make a play the other way, he picked up a foul and put McGrady back on the line. The worst thing that you can do as a member of the Utah Jazz right now is bail out the Rockets, who are struggling to score from the field, by putting them on the line. Yao is making his free throws, but he's not making field goals. McGrady's making field goals. You don't want him to get a big number by going to the free throw line as well.
71-61 at the end of the 3rd quarter. Detroit leading the Orlando Magic in game 3, that best of 7. And McGrady now at the line, 3 of 4, 15 points for McGrady. The Rockets 10 of 14. Utah's lead is 7. Williams on the screen from Boozer. Okur is due. A deep 2 is good. Okur with a deep 2 inside the arc. 1 of 5 shooting for Okur, who came in hitting .423 in the previous 2 games. McGrady on the screen. Drives and kicks. Battier is due. And he hits a 3 after missing in 3 previous attempts.
You know, it's bad to be the guy that's due because sometimes you never come through.
Up and under reverse. Boozer getting by Yao Ming. Wouldn't go. Yao Ming the rebound.
Yao looks a little gassed. He's the last one back in a slow trailer.
McGrady spins and corkscrews away. Good defense by Garicek. Didn't give McGrady many options. McGrady has scored just 2 points in the quarter. 15 for the game. Harpring enters to Boozer. 12 to shoot for the Utah Jazz. Boozer the fade. Got it. Oh, who'd that remind you of down on the post?
Well, a little bit like Karl Malone, but not enough of those go in for Boozer. Boozer likes to turn in a lot more and play with that left hand, but you know, if he makes that jump shot tonight as he did down in Houston, could be a big night for Boozer and the Jazz.
Inside is Hayes. Alston the extra pass. Battier wide open. And he's knocked down his last two, and they both have been three-point shots. Battier 2 of 4. From beyond the arc, he has 8 points.
You know, that's keeping them in the ball game because every time they get a little separation, Battier has stepped up to knock down a 5-point lead for the Jazz.
Now that may open things up a little bit for Yao Ming eventually, huh?
Well, I think they'll take their chances with.
Garicek nearly threw that away. Okur makes the save, hooks it out, 5 to shoot. Deron Williams flops on the 3. Battier with a rebound.
But I think they'll take their chances with Battier having a big night and trying to keep Yao from having a big night.
Yao Ming backing Boozer in deep into the zone, turns and had it stripped. A foul on Boozer. Boozer, as large as he is, 6'9", 266, dwarfed by Yao Ming. He says, I need help on the double down.
Well, the money man has been due for a while in this series. Steps on the line, but he gets that shot to drop. He's got to feel that at some point he's going to get his game back. Shane Battier in the corner, and he loves to shoot the deep three from those spots. Back to back.
Been, man? Good. I just got back from Vegas. Oh, yeah? What'd you do? I saw some shows. Shows? Yeah, I saw the producers. I like shows. That's it's kind of my thing.
Bowflex Home Gyms. What do you want to be?
My name is Michael Palenko, and I'm 49 years old. I'm in the best shape of my life, and I'm living my dream. I'm playing in a rock band.
How can a 49-year-old man look so young and strong? He strength trains with Bowflex.
You got to see this free DVD. It'll change your life. In 10 weeks, I lost 26 pounds of fat. My waist dropped from a 36-inch down to about a 30. I love the way I look.
All it takes is one simple workout, 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week.
If you want to get a Bowflex body, you got to have a genuine Bowflex.
Own your very own Bowflex for no money down and payments as low as $14 a month.
Bowflex let me be who I wanted to be. I play in a rock band. I live my dream. I'm 49 years old, and this is a real Bowflex body.
Be strong. Be fit. Be Bowflex. Call or go online now for your free DVD that tells you all about Bowflex Home Gyms. Call now.
A lot of great basketball this weekend. TNT brings you Saturday a live doubleheader starting at 3 p.m. Eastern. In the first game, the Detroit Pistons and the Orlando Magic meet in Game 4 of their first-round series, followed by Game 4 between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Washington Wizards. At 8 p.m. on Saturday, ESPN brings you Game 4 between the San Antonio Spurs and the Denver Nuggets, followed by Game 4 between the Houston Rockets and the Utah Jazz. 4 big NBA playoff games this Saturday on TNT and on ESPN. Carlos Boozer playing some defense on the post to Yao Ming. Just did pick up the foul, but watch him get busy on the offensive glass, Steve.
You know, Boozer has been a man inside for the Utah Jazz the entire season. He plays a physical game to begin with. You know, and when he came into the NBA, he had something to prove. He was a second-round pick, drafted by the Cavs, really played well with LeBron James. They thought they had some special magic coming, except they didn't put enough money on the table to keep him, and he came to Utah. In his first 2 years in Utah, he was nicked up with a lot of injuries, but he's showing that he is well worth the investment this season.
Yao Ming at the line. where he's now buried 9 of 10 from the stripe, 13 points, 7 rebounds. And last word, Detroit lead in the third, leading Orlando 76-65 over on TNT. Here's Boozer now, 15 to shoot from the elbow.
You know, and if they're to have any chance, they have got to be able to get into this game, the Orlando Magic. You know, you lose 3 to a team of the quality of the Detroit Pistons, it's tough to come back.
Alston working Williams, but he won't allow Alston a driving lane. Hayes way outside his screen for McGrady. Knifes in, snakes a beautiful pass by 2 defenders to Yao Ming, standing at the cup for the flush. Yao Ming with 15 points. McGrady with a terrific dime in there. That's his 2nd assist of the night.
Now that's what you don't want to have happen. Have Yao standing right at the hoop as Deron Williams gets the hoop and score, because he's struggling to score the ball, with the exception of being at the line.
Jazz lead trimmed to 5 at 46-41, and with 1:26 remaining in the second, the Houston Rockets will call a timeout.
Right now, the Jazz have gotten everything that they wanted to have out of this team in the first half of play. They've gotten their starters re-involved. They've gotten the energy off the bench. They've got a 5-point lead. They want to build on that lead as they go to the locker room. Jeff Van Gundy's well aware of the position. He doesn't want this game to get much further ahead of him. So he's trying to make sure they get a good play coming out of this possession. 19 on the shot clock.
And we'll talk about the third quarter, I suppose, when we get there. But just a reminder that this Houston team has outscored the Utah Jazz 26-11 and 28-21 in the previous 2 third quarters.
Well, you can be sure that Jerry Sloan will be talking about the third quarter when they finish this first half.
Jazz on top by 5. Houston Rock, 12 to shoot. McGrady goes to work, double. They get it out of his hands, and Alston throws a wild pass by Yao Ming out of bounds.
That was going to be a tough catch for Yao anyway. It was one of those curving bounce passes that was going to be difficult for him to handle as Paul Millsap had rotated over. Boozer goes to the bench. Millsap, who's really given him a shot, comes back in for the last minute and a half.
Jazz have been very efficient, Steve, with 2 turnovers. Houston commits their 9th. Utah scored 8 points off a Houston miscue, 7 to shoot. Garachek.
Well, this is where Garachek struggles, as he's going on his own against the clock, and he gets that one to go in.
With the offhand by a determined defender, Chuck Hayes. Garachek with 7 points. That bench has come up with 22 points total in the ballgame. Actually 20. They've outscored Houston's bench 20-0. McGrady 8 to shoot. Drop steps into a clutter. Okur blocks the shot. Tipped out of bounds off the Rocket hands.
When you see one guy going against 5, you know it's a difficult deal. And Okur is the last guy to put his hands on top of that ball. The ball is deflected off. It looked like it bounced off of Yao's leg.
Yep.
Yao comes out. Chuck Hayes comes out for the final 32 seconds for the Houston Rockets. Mutombo and Juwan Howard in.
Millsap, Garachek, Okur, Harpring, and Fisher. Holding right now, working clock. 13 to shoot and 19 to play. Off the screen, Garachek. Why not? Wide open. Off the back rim. Long rebound to Alston. McGrady, of course, will take over. McGrady 15 points, but only 2 points here in the quarter. Goes to work and draws the foul. On the shot, he'll shoot 2.
You know, they're trying to play a very aggressive defensive game against them, and Garachek trying to get up on them. And, you know, you make that contact when you let him turn the corner. The cowl's going to go for the Rockets, and Tracy McGrady, you saw Yao Ming standing up, cheering him on, knowing we need every hoop we can get right now.
McGrady misses the free throw, 70%er during the regular season. 79-67 the count in the fourth quarter. Detroit leading Orlando. Here's McGrady at the line. 2 and 2, 10 seconds remaining, and the Jazz will bring it inbounds with a 6-point lead. Millsap looking to go deep. Now Fisher will come to get it. He'll get off a shot, and a good-looking shot. And 3, in and out. Oh, my. Fisher horseshoes a 3 from just inside the 8-second line. And the Jazz halfway through lead the Rockets 48-42 from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Cisco, welcome to the Human Network.
Nothing brings out the kid in you like the scrumptious combination of milk chocolate and Airy Krispies. Nestle Crunch, for the kid in you.
Hey, what's wrong? Joe's athlete's foot. He takes me off, puts me on, takes me off, smearing on those creams over and over.
Ah, show him the new stuff. It's new Lamisil Gel Advanced.
It's blue?
Yes. Its revolutionary cooling gel penetrates faster, and it gets rid of athlete's foot with half the treatments of the other stuff. It's the most advanced medicine out there.
Half the treatments? Never heard of that before.
That's because it's new, laddie. New Lamisil Gel Advanced. Half the treatments, all the cure.
Homeowners, want to refinance and get cash? Countrywide has a great reason to do it now. A no-cost refi. It has no points, no application fee, no credit reporting fee, and no third-party fees, no title, escrow, or appraisal fees. Absolutely no closing costs, so you'll wind up with a lot more cash. Call now and ask for a no-cost refi. We're America's #1 home loan lender, and no one can do what Countrywide can. Call 1-800-641-0781.
Cisco, welcome to the Human Network.
Tonight's NBA TV Halftime Report is presented by T-Mobile. And hello again, basketball fans. Welcome to NBA TV's Halftime Report presented by T-Mobile. Rick Campbell alongside the coach, Fred Carter. And after 24 minutes played in Utah, the Jazz lead the Rockets 48-42. And let's take a look at the box score of the first 2 quarters. And Fred, I bring you this statistic. The Utah Jazz have led at the half in all 3 games. The second half has gone the way of the Rockets, obviously. In the first 2, they lead 2-0. Utah obviously needs to finish out the game. Looking good here at the half, 48% from the floor. What else jumps out at you?
Well, the Utah Jazz had a chance to bust this game open. They held the score of 30-19. A couple possessions they did not score. They allowed Houston to get back in the ball game. Now, what's keeping Houston in the ball game? Free throw line. 13 for 18 from the foul line. The Jazz are controlling this game, shooting 48% from the floor, 11 assists, 5 steals. They're playing well. Houston's only shooting 42%. Jazz have control, but they don't have control.
Because they're only up 6, and the Houston Rockets, like I said, have trailed at the half the first 2, and they've rallied to win. Now, Houston's shooting has been miserable. 39% in Game 1, 36% in Game 2. They're up, but only to 42% in this one. And Fred, we talked about it at the start, how Mehmet Okur and Andre Kirilenko had to play better to get it done. Well, they have a 6-point lead at the break, despite 2 of 7 collectively from Okur and Kirilenko, just 5 points. Don't they need more in the second half?
They certainly do need more if they're going to win this ball game. And then you take at Mehmet Okur, no rebounds in the ball game. See, and that means, he's at the EnergySolutions arena, so there's no getting tired. The arena supplies energy for you, Memo. Just go plug into one of the outlets and get some energy and go play basketball. Meanwhile, Carlos Boozer is doing what Carlos Boozer does. Utah, you have control control this game. Don't let it get away from you.
And another stat on Memo, as he did in Game 2, finding other ways to contribute, 1 of 5 from the field, just 3 points, but 3 blocks from Mehmet Okur, not known as a shot blocker, so getting it done there. And I really thought Paul Millsap was huge for the Utah Jazz in that first half. He was 4 of 4, had 8 points, and got real low on Yao a couple of times, Fred.
Well, that's what he does. So if you have quickness around Yao Ming, he doesn't have any lateral quickness whatsoever. So therefore, you can maneuver and then beat him to the basket, and that's what's happening. Yao's the old-fashioned standstill player. If you turn around his face and shoot it, return the sender. But if you put on the floor, move your feet, you'll beat him to the basket.
Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady definitely leading the way for Houston. T-Mac with 16, Yao with 15. A very efficient 15 for Yao. 3 of 8 from the floor, 9 of 10 from the free throw line. As Freddie said, free throws keeping the Rockets in it. We'll see in the second half if they can move past the Jazz and put a stranglehold on this series. We got to step aside for a brief timeout. On the other side, we're checking out highlights of the Pistons and Magic from Orlando. It's Game 3, and Dwight Howard has been looking good. Come back for the details when the T-Mobile halftime report rolls on after this.
Great to hear exactly what you want on radio? Then say yes to over 130 channels of Sirius satellite radio. Say yes to 100% commercial-free music from rock to pop, hip-hop to country. Yes to 2 channels of Howard Stern 24/7, to every NFL game, the NBA, college sports, and NASCAR. Yes to comedy, news, talk, and more. To a subscription that's less than 50 cents a day. Say yes and join over 12 million listeners. Say no to regular radio. Say yes to Sirius satellite radio, the best radio on radio.
Whether you're dominating the playground, the last one to leave the gym, or you're big time like Mike Bibby, the Better Basketball videos will explode your game.
Even I've learned some things, working with Better Basketball. It's just unbelievable.
I've seen so many different videos over the years. You will not find finer tapes than what Better Basketball is offering.
Learn more about all 7 DVDs from BetterBasketball.com. If you buy 6, the 7th is free. Order now at BetterBasketball.com.
I am a member of USA Basketball.
I pledge to represent the United States
with dignity and honor.
To be dedicated and practice hard every day.
To play with the passion.
And a commitment to teamwork.
And a commitment to teamwork.
It is a privilege to put on a USA Basketball uniform.
As an ambassador of USA Basketball,
I will display sportsmanship
both on and off the court.
And protect the values of the game.
Coming in August, the national team competes against Argentina, Puerto Rico, Mexico, and others in the FIBA Americas Championship 2007. For more information, visit FIBAAmericas.com.
Boy, the 80s were the good old days. Man, I looked skinny back then, too.
Chuck, do I really have to watch this just to get in your 5?
If you want to get in my 5, that's the least you can do. That's impressive.
Now, that was impressive. The way you squeeze into those tight little shorts.
Who's in your fave 5?
Sexy.
My fave's from T-Mobile. Unlimited calls to any 5 people, any number, even landlines.
All right, welcome back to the T-Mobile halftime report. That's Dwight Howard dunking. Let's get to the game highlights and see if he did that for real. Chauncey Billups, Mr. Big Shot. I wonder if that shot went in. I don't know. Doesn't matter because the game is on right now. End of the first half. Detroit by 3. Not anymore. Detroit by 6, 48-42 at the break.
How many times you see that bad turnover? You're trying to close out the half. Just get the ball in bounds, dribble the clock out. Don't let anything bad happen.
Well, how about that bad turnover by Denver? Gave it to Sheed, hit the 60-footer, tie game, they win it overtime. Happened the same thing right there. Then C. Webb going to work.
And that's what happens when guys are rushing. Rushing is the mother of all mistakes. Be careful.
And then you got Tayshaun Prince for 3. 71-61 after that, Jay from Tay. And he's having a big, big game. 23 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. 82-70, Detroit leads the Magic with 5:29 to go in the fourth. Freddie, they're up 12, 5:29 to go. It looks very, very good for Detroit here to take a 3-0 series lead because, as you said to me off air, in a slowdown game, a 12-point lead, with as good a defense as Detroit plays and the way they slow it down, very, very tough to overcome. But let's talk about the point guard matchup. As you can see, Billups with 16 and 6, and Jameer Nelson exploding for 25 points. Talk about the point guard duo.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jameer Nelson, in his mind now, out of Philadelphia, Chester, PA, somewhere around there, he's tired of being posted and toasted by Chauncey Billups. So he goes back home and now into the magic world of Orlando. He wants to come out and play and respond to all the criticisms that's been shot his way because he hadn't played well. So what does he do? He responds nicely. 25 points in the ball game, knocking down 3-pointers, playing offense the way he knows how.
He's been fantastic, but it might not be enough because the Magic trail by 12 right now. Let's get you highlights of the game you're watching on NBA TV. The Rockets at the Jazz. Tracy McGrady, turnaround, Jay. First 8 Rocket points, and we'll show Tracy again. Nice low-angle look here, Fred. Watch T-Mac go to work.
Well, the defense is very soft there. He just dribbled to the foul line between his legs, pull-up jump shot, looked like a clinic.
Karolinko to Boozer, the no-look alley-oop for it, ties it at 11.
And Karolinko is an outstanding passer. He can make plays like that.
And then 9-0 Utah run. Harpring inside, going up with the right hand. End of one, 23-17 Utah. And then Millsap going to work.
That's what I'm talking. Watch him beat Yao Ming. Why? He's quick of foot. Yao Ming is not. Beats him to the basket.
That's an unbelievable move by a second-round rookie. 10-point lead for the Jazz. Then Okur, the long J. His only field goal of the first half. His 5th field goal of the series. And we're in game 3. That's not a good stat. Jazz up 9. And then Yao gets it going.
And a great dump off by Tracy McGrady. He penetrated, collapsed the defense, found the big guy.
And Yao again.
That's what he can do when the shot goes up. You've got to get a body on him. All he does is stand on his tippy toes and tips it in.
Fred, when you're 9 feet tall, you can do things like that.
A tippy toe tip.
48-42, the Utah Jazz lead the Houston Rockets at the break. And you don't see Yao Ming right there, and they have 31 points combined. Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming. Fred and I need to step aside for another timeout. When the T-Mobile halftime show continues, we'll get you set for the second half from the EnergySolutions Arena. Memo, you need some energy? Let's look at the name of the arena, baby. Jazz lead by 6 at the break. We're back after this.
I'm Magic Johnson. Welcome to the fundamentals of basketball.
To be the best, you have to learn from the best. That's why basketball legend Magic Johnson has assembled the greatest team of all-star players and coaches to help players everywhere improve their skills and knowledge of the sport. The Magic Fundamentals comprehensive video program is over 2 hours of instruction from basketball greats Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Diana Taurasi, Carmelo Anthony, Kenny Smith, Amari Stoudemire, and Rip Hamilton. Now you can own Magic Fundamentals comprehensive program on 2 DVDs by calling the number on your screen or by visiting our website at magicjohnsondvd.com. Whether you're just a beginner or you're playing at the highest levels of high school ball, Magic's program will help you dramatically improve your game.
We all are looking to get better, and this tape will make you better if you practice the drills over and over again. You don't have to go to camp. I'm bringing camp right to you.
The Magic Fundamentals comprehensive video is filled with everything you need to know to increase your points, assists, rebounds, and understanding of the game of basketball. So call now and take the first step to becoming a great basketball player with Magic Fundamentals on 2 DVDs. Order now and get Magic's conditioning DVD free to help you get stronger, quicker, faster, and jump higher to maximize your basketball skills. That's over 2 hours of basketball instruction on 2 DVDs, plus the free conditioning DVD for 2 payments of only $19.99. And when you call, ask how you can own other DVDs from the Magic Fundamentals library. For young kids, Magic Johnson's Fundamentals of Basketball for Kids teaches the key basics that every beginner needs. And Magic's Advanced DVD is ideal for more skilled players and coaches, including how to run the power offense from one of the most successful high school coaches in America. Order Magic Fundamentals comprehensive program for 2 payments of $19.99 plus $5.95 shipping and handling and get the conditioning DVD free. Remember to ask how you can own Magic's for Kids or Advanced DVDs. Call now or order online. Rush delivery available.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any other form without the express written consent of the NBA.
All right, we're winding down the halftime show. Kobe Bryant.
Kobe.
Well, that's a look. That's a look and a half for Kobe Bryant, and he's going to need lots of good looks, Fred, if the Los Angeles Lakers want to get back in that series.
He looks like Panama Slim.
Yeah, that was a good look from Kobe. He knows fashion, no doubt about it, being out there in la-la. Anyway, 10:30 on TNT coming up tonight. That's Lakers and Suns. Right now, we're going to get you back to the EnergySolutions Arena. Calabro and Snapper, take it away. This halftime report's been brought to you by T-Mobile. Enjoy the second half, everybody.
All right, thank you, Rick. Thank you, Mad Dog. Good to hear your voice again. The Utah Jazz get contributions from everybody here tonight in the first half to take the halftime lead. McGrady was sensational. I thought he was going to go for 50 tonight. The way he got started in the first quarter. Snap, what happened from that point on?
Well, they had to make some adjustments. They started with Derek Fisher defending against T-Mac, and it was just too easy. The fact that he's longer, he can jump over him. He was able to get to any spot on the floor he wanted in the early going of the ball game, and the shot was on. So Jerry Sloan went to Karolinko, then he came back with Gordon Garachek, and so they started making the shots a little bit more difficult and more challenging for McGrady. Down in the low post, they used the gang defense. As Garachek had him in front, everybody reacted. The results were McGrady ends up with a block. So they're going to have to continue to defend McGrady that way so he can't get Yao or anybody else involved in the ball game, and at the same time continue to score the ball.
McGrady ended up with 16 points at half. He had 13 in the first half. He had 3 in the second half. 0 for 2 from the field, so all his points came from the line. And not only that, he didn't get the touches, didn't get the shots, only 2 shots in the second period. Conversely, Yao Ming then got involved in the second quarter. The ball was going to Yao Ming. He got to the free throw line, and he began to get into a nice offensive rhythm.
Well, you know, the thing is that you're getting field goals from Tracy McGrady, not as many free throws. You're getting free throws from Yao Ming, not as many field goals. And they'd like to have a better balance. When we talked to Van Gundy, he said, what I'm looking for is efficiency. Those 2 guys have to carry us. They have to take the pressure off of the rest of the guys. They have gotten 0 from the bench.
Nothing from the bench. Luther Head, Dikembe Mutombo, Kirk Snyder, Juwan Howard. Nothing off the bench, and they have been outscored 20-zip.
You would be good in Washington because you name names, you know.
I do.
We don't have any that we don't mention who these parties are.
It's all about accountability, my friend. Sunday on ABC at 1 p.m. Eastern, it's Game 4 between the Bulls and the Heat, followed by Game 4 between the Suns and the Lakers. ABC is home of the NBA Finals. Sunday night, join TNT at 7:30 p.m. Eastern as they bring you Game 4 between Toronto and New Jersey, followed by Game 4 between Dallas and Golden State. 4 big NBA playoff games this Sunday on ABC and TNT. Third quarters have been difficult for the Utah Jazz in the previous 2 games played against this Rocket basketball team. In Game 2, the Jazz led at half, only to be outscored by the Rockets 28-21 in the third. In Game 1, again, they were up at half, only to be outscored 26-11 in the third quarter by the Houston Rockets. That was the game in which McGrady scored 16 of his 23 in the third quarter.
Well, I'm sure what the Utah Jazz want to do is continue to move the ball and get people quality shots. Boozer, 9 on the clock.
And Alston with a rebound. Rafer Alston has got to get to the rim, and talking to some of the Houston people at halftime. But Deron Williams is a tough defender. Alston on the perimeter.
Well, what they do, you know, Alston is a speed guy. He likes to get his opportunities early. McGrady strikes here in the third like he did in the first, like no one was guarding him.
He just curls and guides one over Fisher. McGrady with 18. And the Jazz lead is trimmed to 4. Utah led by as many as 11. Williams. Battier seals off Karolinko and saves it. Utah again will start Fisher on McGrady. Pumps it in the corner to Battier. His cover is Karolinko. Yao Ming, mid-range shot up and in. Jeff Van Gundy told you, Steve, before the game tonight that he felt like Yao Ming wasn't quite there offensively as he was in the first half of the season before the injury in which he was sidelined for 32 games.
Well, you know, he was very, very, very good. The best he had played as an NBA player in the first half of the season before the leg injury, and he's still trying to get back to that. Doesn't quite have the lift, doesn't have the ability to hold his position as he did earlier. And, you know, and he's a turnaround, catch and shoot type of center. He doesn't back you down.
Fisher arcs that field goal up and in, and the Jazz lead is at 4. Alston surveys the scene. Alston from Queens, New York, over to McGrady on the wing. And again, he spins, plants, and pops. Boozer the rebound.
Where the Jazz are usually good at home is getting transition opportunities. They'll be able to steal some cheap points, and that hasn't happened a lot in this ballgame. Houston's done a good job of getting back after misses.
Williams tight ropes the inline, spins it back inside to Boozer. Out it goes for a flare. Fisher's offering is off the back rim, and Yao Ming collects it, his 8th rebound of the game.
If you're going to be good at the offensive end, you got to know where you want to get your scores from and who the people are you want to shoot. Right now, Utah is not sure. They're trying to do it by committee.
Alston misses this one badly, coming off the screen.
You've got your offensive priority. Boozer first, Okor second, Deron Williams third. Okor is yet to take a shot here in the quarter. Williams trying to squeeze that one off again. Fortunate to get it back.
Yao Ming and Alston squeeze him on the baseline. It goes off of Houston hands with 11 to shoot. Utah will bring it in bounds. Free throws obviously a big factor so far in the series. Utah 5 for 9 and the Rockets 13 of 18 with Yao Ming getting up there 10 times on 9 of 10. Deron Williams works the baseline, reverses and falls away with a shot. Boozer reloads with the left hand and snuck it by Yao Ming.
You know, Boozer probably has the best left hand of any big man that's not left-handed in the NBA. And he's surprised. Yao thought he was coming out the other way and was ready to make the block. Yao on the block.
Fisher read it coming back to the point. Fisher with the steal.
You know, this crowd is nervous about that third quarter that you talked about, you know, and they've been saying, come on, guys, give us a little something.
Well, Boozer's putback a moment ago was a big play. Karolinko off the screen. He shoves Battier aside. That's the fourth foul on Karolinko. Jerry Sloan marches down to the end of the bench and he'll summon Matt Harpring.
You know, Garachek and Harpring have given him something. Karolinko is struggling to find himself offensively. He's not a one-on-one player, and it shows on this play. So I'm going to just create some space and spin away, but the arm goes out too far.
McGrady forced out wide by Boozer on the hedge. McGrady to Yao Ming. The fall-away jumper may have been out of his range. Hayes, the recovery, but stolen away by Williams again, who read that pass coming out to the point. Turnovers on Houston continue to mount. They had 9 in the first half. 11 for the game. Harpring knocked down. He ran into the great wall, and a foul is actually on Hayes.
You know, these guys are playing a physical brand of basketball at both ends of the floor. That's a fourth foul against Chuck Hayes, but on the cut, you're going to see Yao step out and give him just a little pop in the chest and, you know, a little bit of a flop by Harpring.
6-point Jazz lead. Williams at the point. Harpring working Battier. That's an interesting matchup between those two. Two guys just willing to give up mind, body, and soul for the team. Here's Alston. And looking to enter to McGrady. Threw it by McGrady. McGrady's got a look of absolute disdain on his face as he shakes his head. Looking at Alston, that's the 12th Rocket turnover.
Well, they can't have a lot of turnovers and expect to win the game, but if you're Tracy McGrady and you're on the post, you're asking for the ball right here, and you throw it 3 feet away, you got to look at him like, did you see my hand?
Okor for 3. That one sails wide, caught some rim. McGrady the rebound.
You know, and Okor is not making shots. He's feeling a little pressure of having to make shots.
Well, he's 5 for 29 so far in the series. Alston enters to Yao. Got to his target this time. He turns and banks it in, but he nearly decapitated Okor, and the crowd wanted a call. Yao Ming with 19 to lead all scorers tonight.
I think they got to find a way to get to Boozer and keep him as the guy that's putting the pressure on Yao Ming in the interior.
Fish drives, goes right at Yao Ming, missed the floater. Hayes the rebound. Here's McGrady sizing up Boozer for 3.
Sloan says go, but they got to make a quick early push, and if they're trying to get the ball to Boozer, give him a little bit earlier opportunity. They're sitting right in his lap whenever the ball goes down into the corner. High screen and roll.
Here's the pick and pop, and Boozer delivers. 15-footer trembles off, and the rebound to McGrady. Shooting percentages start to plummet now. 42% for both the Jazz and the Rockets thus far in this game.
That's a 6-4 quarter in 6 minutes of play.
Misfired by McGrady off rim. The rebound to Boozer.
You know, and that, you know, people talk about defense, but the real key to offense is knowing who the offensive players are and where they're going to get their shots from. That one's short.
Tipped back in by Boozer, his second putback opportunity here in the third quarter. So Boozer getting to the rim, and the Rockets lead is at 6.
6-6. That's what we got in 6 minutes of play.
Houston handling Battier. swings it in the corner to Alston. 10 to shoot. Alston drives, pushes it out to Battier, looking for three, gunning and scoring. Battier with his third three-pointer of the night. He's 3 out of 6 out there. Pulling the Rockets to within 3, 54-51. This third quarter has ground to a near halt. It's a half-court exclusive game. Williams has it tipped away, and Houston with a recovery. McGrady up the floor. A hustling Okur pedals back there, Steve, to tip it out of bounds.
A lot of mistakes on both ends at the offensive end, which is allowing the defense to really stay aggressive. So they've got to find a way to get back to the guys that are going to make the shots. They finally get a deep post position for Yao. Okur trying to draw the foul. They don't buy it, and they go the other way. Carlos Boozer has been the guy that's made it happen for them on the rebounds, and Boozer's back one more time with that tip in.
Honey, I told the neighbors we'd feed their pets while they're away.
Oh, okay, sweetie.
Oh, no.
Want to get away? Now you can. With Southwest Airlines Internet specials, you can fly to over 62 destinations nationwide for just $49 to $99 one way. Purchased by May 3rd.
You are now free to move about the country.
My disease is called osteosarcoma, and it's a bone cancer.
Every day, over 200 children come to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital for help.
First thing out of Matthew's mouth is, "Mommy, I'm scared." I said, "Matthew, that's okay, because I'm scared too."
These could be your kids. Call now and be a St. Jude partner in hope. You'll help provide breakthrough treatments, research, and cures. Help save precious lives for only $19 a month. Every month you'll receive a photo and story of a child you're helping. We depend on you to see that no child is ever turned away because of the family's inability to pay. Only 62 cents a day, $19 a month can make all the difference for a child who's fighting to live right now.
St. Jude's isn't gonna give up. We're not giving up. We're gonna fight till there's a cure for this cancer.
Please, call the number on your screen right now. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children.
Well, the Utah Jazz led at half in both games 1 and 2. In game 1, they were up 42-33. In game 2, they're up 41-39, but fell apart in the third quarter. The Rockets outscoring them by a combined 54-32. And, of course, it was Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady that was the undoing of the Utah Jazz in the third quarter of both those games, Steve.
Well, it's been a low-scoring ball game. Yao Ming has 4 here in the quarter. Tracy McGrady has 2, and Carlos Boozer and Derek Fisher have 4 and 2 apiece. Battier is the tiebreaker. He's got 3, so it's a 9-6 quarter with 7 minutes played. Utah's hanging in.
Jazz shooting 3 of 12 in the quarter, and the Rockets have responded on 4 for 9. Here's McGrady from the elbow. Wow, badly missed. That caught nothing but glass. On the recovery, Williams.
Now, let's see if the Utah Jazz have a better idea of what they want to do offensively. When they got this game going in the second quarter was because they had good ball movement, good player movement. They were making good decisions on where they wanted to get the shots. They've been struggling now. Okur over the top.
There's a deep 2 on the left side for Memo Okur. And the Jazz lead at 56-51. Okur's hit 2 of 8 from the field tonight. Came in shooting 4 for 23. Remember, he was second on this team in scoring at nearly 18 a game during the regular season. He slip fronts Yao Ming and deflects it out of bounds, 13 to shoot.
A lot of whether you shoot the ball well is the type of shots that you take. If he's taking that mid-range shot he just took, he has a much better chance of knocking it down. He's been drifting out to 3, where he really made a name for himself this season. McGrady.
He was 0 for 2 in the second quarter. And here in the third, struggling. Yao Ming goes down in the scrum. And as usual, Down there in the mix is Matt Harpring diving for the ball. Legs splayed on the floor along with Okur to tie him up.
They thought they were going to get this on Okur, but Yao goes to the floor, and it looks like Yao was out of bounds, but he somehow managed to stay in and keep this ball alive.
Wow. On the inbounds, Houston takes possession. Yao turns, and Okur just takes it away. Okur just snapped it away from Yao Ming. Williams up the floor. And it's Harpring gunning and scoring, and Harpring has been a factor, as well as his mates off the bench for Utah. Harpring averaging 14 points in the series, and 6 for this game, and the Rockets trail it by 7. And they nearly turn it over again as Fisher is able to jab it away from McGrady. And the Rockets will call a timeout. 3:42 left in the third, and the Jazz leading by 7, 58-51. The defense snap has been very good.
Well, you know, the Utah Jazz pride themselves on really being aggressive and getting after you. And in this sequence of plays, that's what they did against Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady in order to get Matt Harpring this opportunity to score and a little bit more separation on the scoreboard.
Cisco, welcome to the Human Network.
Just practice.
Introducing Steve Nash's MVP Basketball, the complete instructional DVD program that teaches you the fundamentals of basketball.
And Steve Nash knows the fundamentals of basketball.
Call or go online now to order Steve Nash's MVP Basketball program for the low introductory price of only $29.95. Act now and you'll receive a second DVD, Steve's Team Play and Practice Organization, perfect for the parent coach, and it's absolutely free. But it's not available in stores, so you must act now.
Cisco, welcome to the Human Network.
Utah Jazz Bear. Oh, that's good. Snow is good. Good spring skiing, springboarding here in the Wasatch Mountain Valley. Beautiful day today, 75 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. And the crowd is here. They're in full voice at the EnergySolutions Arena. This is their first playoff basketball since the spring of 2003 when they lost in the first round to the Sacramento Kings in what would become the last playoff series played by John Stockton and Karl Malone as Utah Jazz. On Friday, ESPN2 brings you Game 3 of the Nets-Raptors series at 7. And on ESPN at 8, it's a doubleheader featuring Game 3 between Chicago and Miami, followed by Game 3 between Dallas and Golden State. Here's McGrady. Throws the ball out of bounds, and the turnovers mount on the Houston Rockets, Steve. That is their 14th of the game. And McGrady, 1 for 6 shooting here in the quarter.
McGrady came out at the top of the quarter and thumped that first shot, and since then it's been nothing. He wanted a deflection off of Van Harpring, didn't get it, and Van Gundy had called that timeout to settle his team down. No settling as of yet. Going to get a turnover the other way against Gordon Derechek.
Yeah, hold it.
Pop in the chest.
Dikembe Mutombo is on now for Yao Ming, who got a brief respite. He's on the scorer's table, set to come back in.
Luther Head is over there with him as well, as they're trying to find some sort of consistent rhythm. Battier is the only other player to score the ball for the Houston Rockets. McGrady wide open. Watch out.
Goes right to the body of Collins and a foul. That is the first team foul on the Utah Jazz. Deron Collins has done a decent job on Dikembe Mutombo and, of course, Yao Ming. Collins, the veteran from Stanford, coming off the bench.
What is keeping the Houston Rockets in this ball game is their ability to make free throws. They have had the better of it at the line. McGrady misses that one, but they have had 19 attempts to the Utah Jazz's 9 attempts. Utah out field goaled them in the ball game 26-17.
Houston's had 30 more free throw attempts in the first 2 games. And McGrady, the recipient of 2 here, splits a pair. 19 for McGrady. 14 of 20 of the Rockets from the line. 5 of 9 the Utah Jazz. This crowd in full voice, they are very fervent. We're right in the middle of it. Here's Collins out high. Handing up to Giricek, crossing over in deep. Nice handoff. Boozer is rejected to the rim by Dikembe Mutombo, the old-timer. Jazz by 6.
Obviously not old enough.
McGrady getting a free pass from 3 when Giricek was knocked down. He missed. Houston reloads.
What they're trying to do is react to McGrady, make him have to pull up, and his shots are getting shorter and shorter, and they slap that one away.
Utah with active hands. Jerry Sloan's going to go to his bench one more time to Paul Millsap here at 2:18 of the 3rd. T-Mac 1 for 8 shooting here in the 3rd quarter. Boozer in deep.
Boozer lost control of that ball. He was trying to get back so quickly to make sure that Mutombo couldn't get there to react and make a block. A lot of turnovers in the quarter for both teams.
Houston with 15 total for the game. Finds Alston. Hand off to Mutombo is disrupted by Boozer. Fisher picks it up. Collision inside and a foul. As Hayes and Mutombo both converged on it.
When you start a drive, you've got to have an idea where you wanted to go. Luther had no idea where he wanted to go with that opportunity, and that's a tough pass for Dikembe Mutombo to handle, even in his best days.
Houston has turned the ball over 7 times in the quarter.
McGrady down, Luther head in, Yao Ming back in, Dikembe Mutombo out. And 1:46 to go in the game. A good chance for Harpring and the Jazz to sprint ahead. They're going to get a foul at this end on Juwan Howard.
Trying to screen out Millsap. Over on TNT tonight, the Lakers and the Phoenix Suns get play underway with the Suns holding a commanding 2-0 lead. I say commanding because they just stomped the Lakers during the regular season.
Well,
the way the Lakers did not respond snap in the second half of game 2 leads you to believe that, well, I'm not sure how much fight the Lakers have left in it.
Well, this is a difficult team for them to play. The return of Amari Stoudemire, the continued improvement of Leandro Barbosa. These are not the same Phoenix Suns that they ran into a year ago. And Kobe Bryant, he may be a little low in the gas tank.
Friends, think you can pick the best NBA teammates of this decade? Visit NBA.com, teammates, to select your player combination. And you can win a seat at the stats table at the finals in 2007. Rockets misfire again, snapping. Here come the Jazz.
It has not been a high-scoring quarter by any means by either team, but, the Rockets are struggling the most. It's an unusual chance for Fisher in the post. He's not a post-up player.
So Harpring can. He spins going left. He missed the shot. Rebound of Collins. His shot snuffed. He's knocked down. Houston breaks out 3-on-2. But Fisher gets back on Luther Head. 16 to shoot, a minute to play in the 3rd. Howard outside, juggling the ball, resetting and getting off a 3. His head, but he misses off the back rim. And the rebound goes out of bounds. Team rebound, and Utah will take it.
Both teams are digging in. Van Gundy's trying to encourage his team, continue to make it tough inside. Collins got that ball at Yao, and Shane Battier slapped it away.
19 total points scored here in the 3rd. Rockets have outscored the Jazz 10-9. Williams, baseline right, doubled up, nowhere to go, flings it out here, anticipating somebody coming to the ball side, but he threw it out of bounds.
And both guard core are having trouble when they start their drive. They're not sure where they want to go. It's happened for the Rockets. It's happening for Deron Williams and the Utah Jazz. When you start a drive, you got to have a good idea of where you want to go. Because the shot's available, or you're trying to make a play. And both are trying to make something happen that's not going to happen. Yao Ming gets called for a foul.
Yao Ming with his second foul. Or was it 3 seconds in the lane? It was 3 seconds. Yao with just the 2 fouls. 22 and 5/10 seconds remaining now.
Garrett checked in. Derek Fisher out. Can't make up their mind. No, Harpring out. Garrett checked in.
The Jazz have scored 11 points in the quarter. And the Rockets 10. 21 total points in the quarter.
Now the Jazz don't care as long as they hold the lead.
This is Jazz basketball. This goes back to the day, right? They grind this thing to a half-court game, knock down, drag them out. Played in single digits if you have to.
You know, they would like to get the last score of the quarter. Williams, nice drive.
That is a beautiful drive as he cradles it and scoops it home off glass. Head is going to get a look at a runner. No. And that ends the third quarter of play. With the Utah Jazz leading at 6 at half. Now leading by 5 as we head to the fourth quarter, 61-52. Watch this move.
Deron Williams, when he plays with this kind of authority, is tough to shut down, and that's been part of a brilliant season for him. And the Jazz would like to see more of that as they start the fourth quarter of play.
Rockets fans smell victory. Rockets have the ball with the game tied and 6.7 to play. Drexler outside, Maloney, Johnson at the buzzer. Eddie Johnson hits at the buzzer to give the Rockets a 95-92 win over the Jazz.
Whether you're dominating the playground, the last one to leave the gym, or you're big time like Mike Bibby, the Better Basketball videos will explode your game.
Even I've learned some things, working with Better Basketball. It's just unbelievable.
I've seen so many different videos over the years. You will not find finer tapes than what Better Basketball is offering.
Learn more about all 7 DVDs from BetterBasketball.com. If you buy 6, the 7th is free. Order now at BetterBasketball.com.
At Hire, our goal isn't just to be an innovative leader.
Sorry.
With advanced kitchen technology like convertible refrigerator freezers.
No sorries, mister. Just get in here. Coming.
Next generation laundry appliances.
Now.
And in the room where the real action takes place.
Come on, it's game time in 1080p. Yes.
Hire, a full line of LCDs, plasmas, and full high def, and the official marketing partner of the NBA.
Utah Jazz players and coaches helped raise donations for charity this season at Leapin' Leaners and Low Tops, an annual fundraiser benefiting Larry H. Miller Charities. Larry H. Miller Charities is a non-profit foundation focused on children's issues, emphasizing health and education. Over 500 people attended the gala this year, where they interacted one-on-one with players in a variety of activities. They get to shoot baskets, pose for photos, sign autographs, and of course play some ping pong and video games with the fans. NBA cares, and there's the owner of the Utah Jazz and the foundation, Larry Miller.
Larry Miller's a lot happier with this team right now, and the fact that they're ahead, they're playing well at home, and than he has been at other times since this team started to struggle after they were 43-19. So this is a win that is much needed for the Jazz to get into the series. Let's see if they can continue to make the Rockets struggle. Alston
draws iron, nothing more. Lances off and on the run. Williams challenging, drives into the lane, sweeps it up, missed it. Howard loses the rebound, right back to Williams. He had it blocked, got it back, reloads. Millsap soars in. He'll try to feed off to Kirilenko, who wisely brings it outside, and the Jazz reset. To the applause of the crowd, Utah leading by 9, 61-52 as we start the fourth quarter. And a hold on Alston, grabbing Giricek, curling off the screen.
One thing that Millsap gives him is that energy at the offensive end. He led the nation in rebounding when he was in college, and he's showing
3
it
years.
tonight. He's got a nose for that ball, and that was a big save, and giving Deron Williams and the Utah Jazz another chance to build on their lead, which is 9.
And Millsap's been great snapper with 9 points, his first rebound right there, and Williams drives in deep. Missed the floater. Yao Ming the rebound out to Luther Head. Gierachek contains it. They crowd him. Out he dumps it to Howard. And the Rockets set up with 14 to shoot. Houston shooting 35% for the game.
The percentage has been going down, and every shot is now being challenged out.
That's too strong off the back rim, and it was Collins who got up in his face on that one. They're pushing Yao Ming just a stride or two outside his area, aren't they?
Well, you know, he's having a tougher time getting the ball and getting into the rhythm that he likes to shoot. When he's stroking it, he can make that shot from out there, but he's had a tough time getting the shot up and down tonight. Williams getting right in that in-between area, and he's not sure what he wants to do.
Gierachek will fire the three. Gierachek with a three-point shot, and that opens things up for the Jazz, who now take their largest lead of the game, up a dozen with 2 minutes gone by in the fourth. Again, they go deep to Yao Ming. The entry pass is jabbed by Collins. And then Millsap comes over. He pokes it away from Yao Ming and out of bounds with 14 to shoot.
Deron Williams has been able to get to that spot. This time he finds an open Gierachek, who finally rings the bell from deep for the Utah Jazz. Yao Ming is going out of the ball game. They're going to go a little bit smaller. He might be a little bit gassed as well. McGrady comes back in. They got to find an offensive force to keep him in the ball game.
On the inbounds, he can't find it either. Houston back in the third quarter was 4 for 16. Utah 6 of 19. The Jazz outscored them 13-10 in the third. 2 minutes gone by here, and the Jazz up by 12. Gierachek thought about the three. Gordon Gierachek enters to Okur on the block. He's got the 6'6" haze on him. 3 to shoot, and Williams hoists a three. Back rim. That'd have been a dagger. Karolinko going down on one knee, scraping it up and throwing it outside. And Steve, that's the way Karolinko has played in so many seasons previous to this year.
That's what's made him so valuable, giving him extra possessions, and that one's deflected by Luther Head, and then Gierachek picks up the foul on the wraparound.
First team foul on the Utah Jazz.
You know, it's the hustle that has made Andre Karolinko such a unique and special player. Most of the time that one gets away, he's able to get down, make a save. Now they have the Rockets teetering, but they haven't pushed them over. And so they've got to be mindful of where they are, who's shooting the ball, and make sure they continue to score.
Howard misfire snap. They're shooting 33% here on the road, where the Utah Jazz have won 31 at home. Fourth winningest team in the NBA at home. Millsap to Gierachek.
And the thing about the Utah Jazz is they're not a one-on-one basketball team, so they've got to use each other, and they got to get good screens to score. Deep, quick shots from Williams against the clock, but they're going to get a second chance.
Also plays and offensive rebounds for the Utah Jazz right now. Have set the tone here in the opening moments of the fourth. As a result, they lead by 12. Utah with 15 assists and another turnover on Utah. That's their 9th of the game. Houston on the run. Howard to the glass. Okur got a piece from behind, and Millsap comes down with a recovery.
Remember when Jeff Van Gundy told us it's been physical? It is even more so in this ball game today. Okur short with that one. You can tell he's tired. You know, he needs to step in. He wants that three to go down, but he needs to step in and take that medium range too.
Okur 2 for 9. McGrady, who's hit just one of his last 10. Picked up by Karolinko on the screen. Gives it to Okur, to Howard from the elbow. Missed the shot. Millsap with a rebound. 64-52 count. The Jazz bench has been outstanding. Gierachek with 10, Millsap 9, and Harpring with 6.
How tough has this game been? 3 points, that's all that's been scored in the quarter. Another turnover nearly, and they do turn it over.
Williams right now seems to be in that in-between area, getting into the paint. Can't get it done there. Firing and misfiring from three twice here in the fourth quarter. But Gierachek hit some big buckets.
Well, that's the most successful penetration and kick that they have had, and Gierachek drops down that three, and that's the story in this ball game. A lot of turnovers and not a lot of shots made.
Psst, Bill. Hey, Guys?
We've heard murmurings about WAMU credit cards.
Oh, yeah, you get free online access to your credit score, and if it changes, we'll let you know.
William, some information is better kept secret. Otherwise, what's next?
We tell the public who was on the grassy knoll.
What?
Or where the moon landing was staged? The thing was staged.
Bill, sometimes you're so naive.
Free monthly online credit scores with the WAMU credit card.
Sleep well, Bill.
When you search for a car at Autotrader.com, we send more cars your way than anyone. A lot more cars. So you can narrow it down by model, the color, even the price. And when you search from the largest selection,
that's the one.
You get the car you want at the price you want. Autotrader.com, the ultimate automotive marketplace.
Wouldn't it be great to hear exactly what you want on radio? Then say yes to over 130 channels of Sirius satellite radio. Say yes to 100% commercial-free music from rock to pop, hip-hop to country. Yes to 2 channels of Howard Stern 24/7, to every NFL game, the NBA, college sports, and NASCAR. Yes to comedy, news, talk, and more. To a subscription that's less than 50 cents a day. Say yes and join over 12 million listeners. Say no to regular radio. Say yes to Sirius Satellite Radio, the best radio on radio.
Great shots. They've gone nearly 10 minutes without a field goal. They have fallen behind to the Jazz in game 364 to 52. Want to hear what the coaches and players have to say about tonight's game. That makes 2 of us. Log on to NBA.com immediately following the game for the live press conferences and video highlights of the Rockets and the Jazz exclusively on NBA.com. Yeah, the commentary should be interesting following this game. Here's McGrady, who seals the deal on a follow-away jump shot under duress. He had made just one of his last 10 previous to that jump shot. It's Houston's first field goal here in the 4th quarter. They're within 10, Steve.
Remember, McGrady made his first field goal at the start of the half, and then he missed the next 10. And then this 3rd quarter and the top here of the 4th has been fraught with turnovers for both teams. They got to just figure out how to get a shot and make sure they know who they're working to and where. As the Rockets have not gotten a bench player to score a field goal for them in tonight's game.
Battier strips Okur, leading to Yao Ming on the block. Turnaround fader. Got it. Yao Ming with a tough move to the baseline.
Couple of shots in, and it's an 8-point ball game. So now you need a response. The crowd understands that. They're on their feet.
21 and 11 for Yao Ming, and McGrady with 21. The Rockets are going to have to ride the combination of Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady, averaging 27 points apiece in the first 2. Harpring, the quick fall-away snapshot. It won't go. McGrady comes down with it. They'll wait for Yao Ming to get settled on the block and then start the flow with 15 to shoot. McGrady straight away, gunning and missing. Yao Ming in the clutter. Manly rebound, reloads and is fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. Oh, he exerted his force that time as he had Boozer and Harpring and just ripped it away from him.
These are the guys that are going to carry him, and Yao gets that miss and really controls it and then fights to get a chance to go back to the free throw line where he's done most of his damage tonight.
Suns off to a 22-9 lead on the Los Angeles Lakers in game 3 on TNT. As Yao Ming at the line, it's 10 of 11.
Is that game still being played at Phoenix? They're just carried it over.
Yao hits the second free throw.
6 quick points, and it is a 6-point game.
Utah's not scored in the last 7 possessions, and the Rockets on a modest 6-0 run to pull within 6.
Modest, that's huge. That's monumental.
After that 3rd quarter, with 23 total points were scored. Boozer comes away with a mid-range shot. That takes a little heat off the Utah Jazz. 5:50 left now in the game.
A ton of time for the Houston Rockets and McGrady to get some sort of rhythm.
The entry pass to Yao Ming is denied and tipped out of bounds.
If Okur can continue to defend like that, they won't need him to score another point.
Well, he's done a better job tonight of slip fronting and three-quartering Yao Ming. You cannot get behind a guy that big and defend it. There's no way.
Now, he's done a great job of show and tell, and we'll find out whether he can continue.
Chris Johnson can see the future.
You see things before they happen.
Now he's seen something no one was supposed to see.
Get rid of him.
Tomorrow, nothing can prepare you
Look ahead. Find it.
for what comes next.
You got one way out of this. That wasn't it.
Life is supposed to be a surprise.
It would be nice.
Rated PG-13 starts tomorrow.
Before we get you back out to Salt Lake for the conclusion of Game 3, we've got Game 3 Pistons and Magic. It was the early game on TNT. End of the first half, Tayshaun Prince gets the loose ball. Chauncey Billups missed a big shot with one right there. 48-42 Pistons have to break. The hustle by Tay and the payoff by Chauncey Billups, former Magic player. And then Chris Webber, watch the spin. Goes glass and scores. Detroit up 62-55. Webber with 15 in the game. And then Rip Hamilton to Tayshaun Prince. For three, Tay for three, a team-high 23. Detroit leads the series 3-0 on the strength of a 93-77 victory. And the Detroit Pistons in Game 4 will be looking to close out the Magic sweep style and get their first sweep since 1990. Well, we're going to get you back out to Salt Lake City, the EnergySolutions Arena. Kevin Calabro, Steve Snapper Jones with the conclusion of Jazz and Rockets. We'll be back here at the end of the game with the post-game show. Back to Utah right now.
All right, thanks, Rick. But first this, on Friday, May 4th, NBA TV brings you the EuroLeague Final Four live from Athens, beginning at 11:30 Eastern. The first semifinal matches, Unicaja of Spain against CSKA of Moscow, followed Game 1. The second game of the doubleheader features Panathinaikos of Athens playing in their home city and home arena against Cal Ceramica of Spain. Are you buying that, Snap? The winners of both games will play in the EuroLeague Championship on Sunday, May 6th, live on NBA TV at 2:30 p.m. Log on to NBA.com for more details. All right, in this fourth quarter play, the Jazz lead the Rockets 66-58, 5:40 remaining, and Yao Ming continues to percolate.
Well, they have to continue to drive that ball inside and hope that he can knock down some shots for him, take a little bit of the perimeter pressure off, but by and large, the Utah Jazz have done a good job of making it difficult for Yao to get a rhythm.
And McGrady, who gives off to Battier, short arms a three. That's an air ball grabbed by Harpring. 33% shooting for the game for the Houston Rockets.
And the Jazz are not that much better at 39, so both teams have been struggling to get hoops. And where are you going to go?
Boy, Williams has it jabbed away, but Okur picks it up, drives in, has it hammered away. Boozer picks it up. Okur's after it. Harpring digs in there. Alston jabs it away, and it will make that head tapping it out of bounds, and it will be Utah basketball.
Nothing easy, as both of these coaches had their teams challenging every opportunity. Okur should have pulled up there, went too deep. Boozer couldn't finish. Okur thought he had it. Harpring was on the way out, and they wouldn't let him come out.
And Utah scores easily on the inbounds as Boozer finds Harpring diving right to the glass. Laid it in and is fouled, and Harpring will go to the line.
Well, the one thing you're not supposed to do as a defender is go to sleep. You lose his sight of where his man is and let him slip in front. He was trying to hold him, then he let him go, and one for Matt Harpring.
Utah now is at 3 of 10 in the quarter from the field, and Houston 2 for 10.
Scintillating. It has been rough at both ends offensively.
Well, Harpring hits the free throw. Matt Harpring off the bench with 9.
But with this much time left in the game, knowing the explosive ability of McGrady, even though he has struggled since the intermission, they can get hot.
Alston hits a 3. Well, there's a source of offense we hadn't contemplated. He has 6 points.
He's got 6, and Battier has got 11, and that's been it. Nobody else.
Nobody off the bench has scored. Nobody. Zeros right down the line. Here's Boozer from the elbow. Got it. Carlos Boozer now with 18 points and 10 rebounds, and the Jazz lead is at 10 with 4:35 to go in the game. Karolinko extends the defense on McGrady.
And they like to go high pick and roll and have Yao dive down the hole. They get him there, but Okur is late on the help.
Trailing, he makes the block, though, to prevent a three-point play, and Yao Ming goes to the line for two.
When in doubt, they love to run this play, and Yao just runs right down the middle. Okur is there late and picks up the foul.
Okur with his second foul, and the Utah Jazz with their third. 27-14, the Lakers leading Phoenix in the first quarter. Phoenix leading the Lakers 27-14. I beg your pardon. Here's Yao Ming at the line, missing the first. And the second is good. 24 for Yao Ming, 71-62. Utah by 9. Here come the Jazz with Deron Williams having it jabbed away by Alston. Williams 6 points, 7 rebounds, his 6 assists and 11 points. Williams feeds to Boozer, turns, fires. Harpring coming from the weak side where Luther Head is mismatched on him, and a foul. Harpring to shoot two.
Well, what's happening for Luther Head is he's losing sight of where Harpring is coming from on the cut. He's got to stay between his man and the hoop, and that ball went to the strong side. He relaxed, and Harpring was in at the bucket in a fire. Well, the good news for the Houston Rockets is every time there's a foul, even though Utah may score, they stop the clock. That continues to give them a lot of opportunities with this much time left in the game. 4:02 left here in the fourth quarter of play.
9-year vet from Georgia Tech hits the free throws. Harpring now with 11. Garachek off the bench with 10. Millsap and Collins have combined for 10. 31-0. Utah bench is outscoring Houston. Here's McGrady. Forced outside by Okur. Got a piece of it. Deflected to Karolinko up the floor. Scoops to Okur. Trying to finish. Had it blocked and a foul. Battier came to get him. Now that's Utah Jazz basketball when they extend their defense, break people down, and then push the ball. And again, it was Karolinko and Okur in the middle of it.
Well, they're making life miserable for Tracy McGrady, coming at him from every angle. And Karolinko again showing that he can handle and find people in the open court. And Okur will go to the free throw line. So Utah building a little momentum in a game that is being played in the trenches. It has been a very, very hard-fought game on both sides.
Okur hits the free throw. Okur still is struggling. 4 of 23 from the field, coming in 2 of 10 in this contest. A timeout call. Here in Salt Lake City, the Jazz lead the Rockets 74-62 with 3:53 left in this ballgame. And over on TNT, late in the first quarter, the Lakers lead Phoenix 31-14. We'll return to Salt Lake City in a moment.
Cisco, welcome to the Human Network.
Because Geico sounds like gecko. That's it. That's the only reason I'm here. The fact is, if Geico sounded like some other animal, like, I don't know, a puma, sure enough, there'd be some adorable little cat sitting here talking about Geico's low rates.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
You can't even imagine the pressure. I mean, I've literally got like 2 seconds to capture your attention while simultaneously informing you that you could save hundreds on car insurance by switching to Geico. Quite frankly, I don't think it's even possible.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Nothing brings out the kid in you like the scrumptious combination of milk chocolate and Airy Krispies. Nestle Crunch, for the kid in you.
Cisco, welcome to the Human Network.
This Sunday night, NBA TV brings you the NBA Developmental League Championship, presented by Delta Airlines, live at 7 p.m. Eastern. Colorado and the Dakota Wizards square off in Bismarck, North Dakota for the championship game. All the exciting action begins live 7 p.m. Sunday night on NBA TV. Steve, we could be witnessing history here tonight in Salt Lake City, Utah, as the Jazz lead the Rockets 74-62, 3:53 left in the game. The previous low for the Houston Rockets in their playoff history is 70 points scored at Utah back in 1998.
Yeah, and they're fooling around with a record. The fewest points they scored was in that same game, 29.5, and they are struggling in this half to get some points on the board. McGrady and Yao Ming have been the guys that have had to carry them, and they haven't got much help from the rest of their players.
They have scored just 20 points in the second half as they fall behind now, 75-62. McGrady for three, raising. Harpring sprints out after the rebound, tripped up by Yao Ming, and a foul call on Yao Ming. Listen to this crowd now. They are in full voice tonight. And to the line come the Utah Jazz. They are getting to the free throw line.
Well, you know, the Jazz right now are a little bit quicker to the ball. You see the arm go out for Yao Ming, and that causes the stumble for Matt Harpring. This has been a game where there has been a ton of contact, and both teams have been feeling it. But right now, the free throw line is making the difference for the Utah Jazz. They're getting a chance to go to the line, they hold the lead, they're limiting the Houston Rockets to one and done, so the lead climbs. They're up by 14.
Harpring nails them both. He has been tremendous off the bench, averaging 14 points, 14 in games 1 and 2, and 13 here tonight on 5 for 5 from the line.
7 1/4, and you can't see a possession at either end of the floor where there isn't some player knocked down and on the floor. Battier coming hard to the rim.
Rebound deflected, and Harpring smothers that ball. Here's Deron Williams. Ahead of Boozer, open on the break, but a two-hand slam. Boozer with 20 points and 10 rebounds, and the lid has come off now. The Utah Jazz cruising along with a 17-point lead, their largest lead of the game. 3 minutes remaining. Karolinko and Okura again. Hedge out on McGrady. He gets rid of it. They dump it in low to Yao Ming. Turns and found the arms of Okura and is fouled, and Yao Ming going to the free throw line for the 15th and 16th opportunities of the night for him.
The Utah Jazz defended well in Houston for 24 minutes, 36 minutes, but they had a breakdown. Tonight they have been sticky and at them the entire game. Boozer on the fly, flushes it down, and the crowd is all over Yao, who's at the free throw line.
31-17 count. The Phoenix Suns leading the Lakers as they get underway in the second quarter on TNT, and Yao Ming with 25 points here in Salt Lake City, hitting 13 of 15 in 35 minutes. Here's the second, up and in.
It's been a hard 25, 26 points. I mean, most of his damage has come at the free throw line. They have had a body on him on every single attempt that he has made, so nothing's been cheap and easy as we're under 3 minutes to play.
Karolinko drives and delivers to Okura, the step back. Yao Ming the rebound. And Karolinko comes up with a steal.
That's some of Karolinko that they remember. You know, that pass looked like it was going to be clean. He came right behind and stole it. Harpring.
With a dagger, no. Boozer the recovery. Utah has riddled Houston with offensive rebounds and second chance opportunities in the second half.
There are no daggers, just stabs. They just keep stabbing. They got the lead, and now they're using the clock.
Williams on a delay, pick and slip. Boozer goes up and under. Yao Ming with a rebound. Houston on the run. Luther head. Hesitates and drives. Takes it up top, no go. Utah has been absolutely diligent around the rim on the defensive end, Snap. No easy ones for Houston in the second half.
Count them out. 12 points in the quarter.
After scoring just 10 in the third. Utah has shut down the Rockets. Here's Okura. No. Rebound tip. Harpring a second opportunity. Off a Harpring and out. Houston ball with a minute and a half left. 79-64. The Jazz leading the Rockets. 32% shooting for Houston tonight. The Jazz at a sizzling 38. Battier the cut. Nope. Boozer with a rebound. Jazz about rebounding the Rockets 43-42 this evening, and a 16-9 second chance point advantage.
Well, they just out-toughed them tonight. They have been the team that needed the game more, and they have played that way, like that sense of desperation. They've been able to come up with some timely shots, but I mean, they're not wearing the Houston Rockets out, so the Rockets got to feel if we can just get some offense going, we got a chance to maybe get game 4.
Luther head missing the toss on the run. 48 seconds remaining. The playoffs are games of adjustments, and that's what makes them such a beautiful thing in all the sports, Steve, the adjustment from game to game to game. Utah's defense got adjusted here in game 3, and it has paid big dividends for them. 81-64, Jazz by 17. Tracy McGrady with 26 points. Yao Ming, actually McGrady 21, Yao Ming with 26 tonight. And that has just about been it for the Houston Rockets offensive.
Well, you know, adjustments and a will to win, and the will belongs to the Utah Jazz. McGrady thumps that one.
But McGrady 9 of 23 tonight, 24 points, and this baby's over. And the Houston Rockets lead in the series now is 2 games won as the Utah Jazz win it 81-67. Boozer with 22 points, 12 rebounds tonight was absolutely magnificent as the Utah Jazz out-rebound the Houston Rockets and were much more physical in the second half, holding the Houston Rockets to 10 points in the third quarter. As we mentioned, Utah getting to the rim. Boozer hitting a couple of buckets in the third quarter on the offensive glass. Boozer, who had 41 points and 12 rebounds in game 2, tonight was not, initially anyway in this game, the focus of the offense. Utah really spread it in that first quarter of play, and they came out and outscored the Rockets 23-17. And then by half had a lead as they put 48 points up on the board and held the Rockets to just 42 by half. Let's send it down to the court now. Steve Jones standing by with Carlos Boozer.
All right, Kevin, Carlos Boozer just yelling out, that's what we needed. You came into this ball game struggling in the second half. What adjustments did you make?
You know what, at halftime, we know we had a little bit of a lead, and we knew the first 2 games we hadn't played that good in the third quarter. They kicked our butt in the third quarter. Everybody got together and huddled up and said, if we have a good third quarter, we can win this game. And we sustained a good lead, came in the fourth quarter with confidence, and we won.
13-10, that's what the third quarter was. I mean, it was a war out there the entire second half, and you guys managed to gut it out.
Yeah, it was a battle. You know what? The referees let us play, which is great. There wasn't too many calls being called, so we had to suck it up, toughen up, and we did that tonight.
What do you expect to do differently or see differently from the Houston Rockets in Game 4?
They're going to be more aggressive. T-Mac's obviously going to get them up a little bit more. Yao's going to keep getting them up. We have to continue to play good, solid D, make them shoot a low percentage, rebound the ball, and execute our offense. If we do that, we have a good chance.
All right, that's it for you, Carlos Boozer. Good luck in Game 4. Back to Kevin Calabro.
Snapper, thanks from EnergySolutions Arena in Salt Lake City, Utah. For Steve Snapper Jones, I'm Kevin Calabro saying so long from Utah. The final score, the Utah Jazz 81 and the Houston Rockets 67. Houston leads this best-of-7 series 2-1. Game 4 here in Utah on Saturday. Good night, everybody.
The 2007 NBA playoffs on NBA TV are brought to you by Hire, the official HD TV of the NBA. By FedEx. For all shipping needs, relax. It's FedEx. And by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.